Okay, there we go. This is in a terrible position. Yeah, that's better. Okay, that's better. You can hear me fine. Actually, I'm probably coming through a little loud. There we go. That's a little better. Okay, I'm happy with that. Cool. Hello, and welcome to Professor Jimbles' Dice Bag. It's not that anymore, is it? It's really not. Like, that's the banner at the top of the Twitch channel because I set it up when I was potentially going to be live streaming, tabletop role-playing games to go in addition with the podcast. That didn't happen. Probably because I'm too lazy. No, what are you doing? There, that's better. Oh, cool. Thanks. There. Alright. You can spin around once more. There. God. Sorry, messing with sound here. I know it sucks. Also, ding. Hello, Emma. And hello, Luxie. Luxie, tell me about your snacks, your impulse buy snacks, because that's usually my thing. It was a running joke for quite a bit of time with both Emma and Deadman, where they were like, yeah, if there's anything in the shopping aisle that Jimbles hasn't seen before, he will purchase it immediately. Just because I like the new and shiny thing. God. So you've got to tell me about it. And give me a review so I can figure out how quickly I'm going to go immediately purchase it myself, because that is a thing that will happen. Excuse the hair being tied back. I haven't cut it, I swear. See? Still there. Still counts. I wouldn't cut it. I'd get in so much trouble. Same with the goatee and mustache. Plus, I like it. I'm not getting rid of it. There we go. Pause and move, Mike. Maybe. See, it's actually really good here. Then I can't look at the microphone and talk at you at the same time. See, that's pretty good too. It's just, now it's even easier for it to pick up Emma if she stays in the same room. That's why I tried to have it on the other side, and, It is a process. We are learning. Anyway, let's explain the hair tied back and the vaguely just disheveled look. I'm slightly more disorganized than normal. But before we do that, Lifesavers have started making these things that are like the Wonka things that seem to disappear out of Sherbalicious. Sherbalicious, you say? Make them girls go loco. I don't know any other lines of the phrase Fergalicious, so I don't know if I can, continue to filk that. And then again, Emma is supposed to be the filker in the family, so we'll just ask her in a moment. She'll work on it. Give her a task. If it lodges in the right space in her brain, she will, perk up in about 5 minutes or so while we're driving, perhaps, and just say, okay, I've been working at it, and then give you 2 or 3 whole choruses. Well, whole verses. And a chorus. To the song you didn't even know it was playing. It's pretty good. Sherbet. Flavored licorice with a sherbety filling. Yeah, perfect. Okay. That does sound pretty tasty. I'd have one of those. I'll probably only get it in a packet of 20 though. Squeeze the filling. That's a Dash-and-shaped stress toy. Anyway, my hair is tied back because I finished a run not too long ago before stream, and instead of usually having my usual time to have a shower and get ready, I instead decided to eat dinner because the run was for a 5k from my house to a very delicious takeaway. Emma came to save me and drive me home, which is nice, but it does mean that I didn't have time to finish eating. Now the shiny hair is gone. It was particularly good. And I'm kind of buzzed just from the run anyway. It was fast. Not my fastest time and not my longest distance, but for a lazy Sunday that is actually a Monday night, that was intended completely. I'd say it was pretty fucking good, but it does mean that my body is too warm. I resisted saying my body is too hot right now. My body is too warm right now to have my hair down. So It's funny, every time I get it cut down to shoulder length, I say, yeah, it's gonna be summer soon, and I'd like to have my hair down so it's a bit cooler, and then I realize it's mostly pointless, because when it's tied back, I don't overheat as much. So then I let it down, and I'm warmer again. It's completely pointless. Right? But hey, it means that, like, you need to... My poor stream fans, everyone watching live, and all our friends in the VODs, and shout out to our friends in the VODs, it is good to see you tonight, or today, or this week, or even months into the future as you've accidentally fallen into my trap and you're going through the archives. You don't get to see my beautiful hair down tonight. Just tied back. Still there. See? Promise. Wouldn't bereave you of it. I'm also not going to bereave you of a chance to play some Pillars of Eternity. So here is our game for the night. Here is our game screen. Here is our continue button. Let's get going. Now, fresh off last Wednesday night stream where I accidentally doxed Corey, you may notice if you're archive diving that that episode is not available on Twitch, and that's because I can't edit video on Twitch. It doesn't let you. That's fair. And so, I just had to unpublish that VOD. You can find that VOD on YouTube still. It's perfectly available there, and there's just a couple of seconds missing, because I figured that's the most appropriate way to treat fan and friend and person. This is privacy. So I did that. That's what happens. I got soju'd, technically, and at a party on Saturday night, people were like, yeah, man, soju sneaks up on you like that. You will get wrecked. And I did. It just happens, you know. Still, it does raise a good point. So if anyone chat is like, hey, I think you're missing an episode of Final Fantasy V, you can just say, no, it's available on YouTube. You can catch it there. Good talk. Glad we can get on together like that. Excellent. Excuse me while I drink more water. Bright pink water. Completely normal water. Oh, betrayed. How could we let that happen? Ah, Fort Deadlight. What a lovely place. Full of massive jerks. Remember how we stole the dude's ship and then killed him? I do. It was great. Well, now the commanding officer's gone, what are we going to do? We've got our revenge on Benwith. That guy's a jerk.
Watch and learn.
Problem is, he also trained the rest of his crew to also be jerks, so potentially they're going to still be mad at us. I don't know what we can do about that.
Sharpshooter.
This calls
Why you
for
not
a
be
subtle
phoning
touch.
this first, lass?
Check it out, Seraphim just like immediately called out poor Maya. Sorry, yeah, Maya. Hey, sharpshooter, why you not be finding this one first? Jeez, be a dick about it, God. Fine, pistol. Slam, you're wielding an exceptional on fine. Good, already kitted out with the good stuff. Hey, brute! Not gonna stop us? Nothing. ... You don't care anymore? God, loyalty to your pirate crews goes so far.
So,
Is ALD's back yet from cruising aboard? Coloured pins mark various shipping routes and ports on this map of the Deadfire. Yup. Oh.
I see where you're going with that.
So I've had the first week of study at university and done a couple of lectures, and it's been pretty good.
I got one.
I've also had the
I got
first
this.
Saturday planning study session for the Saturday morning. Saturday morning and like started at 11, so it's not like I got up that early. And perhaps it's tempting fate, but I think I can do this. I think I can read academically and not fuck it up too bad, so that'll be good. You seeing this shit? Hell yeah. I'd love the ability to leap twice per day. for literally no reason. Who needs to get into melee quickly? How about our barbarian chanter? You're a barbarian. You may already get leap. I think you need to wait then, my friends. We know you can do this. Oh, the pressure. But what if I fuck it up? Easy. To avoid feeling like I've made a mistake, I just won't try very hard at all. Then when I inevitably fail, it'll be like I planned to fail. And that way my feelings won't get hurt. This is very sensible. All barbarian boots all the time. Yeah, well...
Give me a real challenge.
Now who's the dragoon, huh? Everyone, equip spears. Cast leap. That would be fun. But no, I'm not going to do it. I'm just rattling your cage. Just yanking your chain.
Quit.
Really? Okay, well, remember how earlier, a few seconds ago,
Seal this meat.
they were friendly? And these ones... Turns out these ones still aren't, so let's not start combat for no worries. It did... Good job, Emma. Remember to type in chat. That's excellent. Yeah, alright. So, look, I know it doesn't work. That's the joke. But it's fine, because this door is barred from the other side. We can't go back down? Oh, I'm just going to go check out that thing again. Oh. Yeah, my ego would be fine. My life would be worse, but it doesn't matter. No, that's not really the approach. It is something that I think perhaps contributed at least partially to attempts at university before, and I have no interest in repeating that process. No thanks. Life, wife, strife. Yeah, well. Happy spouse, happy house. No reason to make that worse. I think we can get up from the forge, so let's just do that. Do some looting while we're there. And so I did the readings and I did the assignments and then I read, like that was Saturday and then that was most of the week. Some study sessions during the week. And then Saturday's like plan for next week and do all of the tasks early so you can do them again the day of the lecture. And I don't think that approach will work for assignments. Like you need to spend slightly longer than a single week on each thing. Yes, even at my stage of the degree.
Usually work.
But for now, it's gonna work, and that's gonna be great. But it does mean since I don't feel like
Another bite of that pie you're carrying? It was really good.
I shall.
give the girl some pie. She deserves it. She hasn't died in Fort Deadlight at all. She deserves a bite of pie. The young lady deserves some sort of reward for not standing directly in the line of fire, or next to all of these explosive barrels. This swath of sail bears a charcoal scribbled warning. Benwith's crew only.
It's too quiet around here without Ben's parties. Don't think I like it.
Sure. Yeah. Hey, Manal. Is it true? Did Ben die choking on his own blood? Well, word kind of springs fast. I know it's been a week for us in the real world, but kind of just happened to you guys.
Spit on me, and I'll make you regret it. One day, surely.
I'm not gonna spit on you. I'll cut you loose.
Not that I ain't grateful, but if Ben's crew spots me about, they'll be taking more than my pride next.
Benwith won't be caught troubling you anytime soon.
Blind me, someone got the best of brutal Benny. Come drink with me at the court sometime. You'd best believe I'll be celebrating this blessing from the gods.
Yes, we will. So, yeah, reassessing study techniques would be a great idea, but also, it means that I'd be happy enough to say next Saturday morning, and I'll come back to you again on Wednesday, be doing that live study stream. I'm happy to
You got a
read.
spot of blood on you. Actually, never mind.
I'm happy to do my readings live and talk about it and try and do like a group study session. If anyone has anything you want to bring onto the chat, we will. Let's fucking do it, right? Let's live stream and agree. I'm completely insane, but it'll be fun.
How can I do you, Captain? Right away.
No, not Ned. What you got for me? Right now, I'm currently missing the button from Kingmaker that is sell all junk. That would be really good. Sell value. Oh, Chaponno. The thing is, you're worth it, so I can't sell you. Same with that. But I will sell 4 arquebus. Don't need fine weapons. I think we're a bit beyond fine. Boots of stealth will equip to someone soon, though. That'd be fantastic. Yeah, I'm not used to selling shit right now. Clearly, look at all the junk I'm just carrying around. Got all that junk. Junk up in my trunk. Junk up in Aloth's storage. I'm not selling any of these puppos, that's for sure. Gotta figure out who wants to have that exceptional blunderbuss. Killer's gloves. They're primarily used for killing. Oh, that... Geez, you just leave that outside? No, you need to purchase it. It's expensive, but, you know, worth it. For all those people you want to kill. I don't know if I want to kill anyone. You're a pirate. No, just hang out with pirates. We're kind of just wandering about here. But I feel like I want to just do a good job of looting everything while we can. And pick up a cat!
Not exactly my area of expertise.
Lud. Perception. It's pretty good. Less likely to be hit and extra perception? That's a good cat. So many pets there. Indeed.
I can't wait to make some new friends.
You know where we are, right? We can't interact with that here. Maybe down? That's pretty interesting. I'm not sure you can hear it on the microphone, but there is a very, very tiny sausage dog barking in her sleep beside me.
Got someone in my sight.
Oh no! It's our most recent save. Yeah, I just don't think it's worth starting a fight because I'm leery in many games, especially this one. I'm fairly, not especially this one, but including this one. You pick a fight with someone in a location or a member of a faction, you're suddenly fighting all members of that faction, and I'm just... That bugs me the most. I'm sure I complained about it before, but that's what stopped me from enjoying Fallout New Vegas. It wasn't the only thing, but it certainly counted. Otherwise, we just looted and then we left. The only other thing I think to do here...
Spit on me? Not that I ate great a
Yeah,
lot.
there you go. I think the only other thing we had here was... Our friend Seraphin said, hey, I'm also here looking for someone. I'm like, alright, well, while we're here, we'll take a look. Keep away from the dungeons. No. If anything goes wrong, I'm just going to load my save. I am a time god. It'd be ridiculous. I think that's an excellent thing to put in your tabletop game. I know I've said it over and over. It's still really interesting. Imagine that. Ability to rewind time or reset things if they didn't turn out well. Does it change your cost-benefit analysis for each situation? How do you plan your encounters around it? If death is no longer a consequence of play, what are the consequences of play? Do you eventually do a rug pull and then has suddenly
Isn't this something?
Like, startle your players by saying, actually, you can't rewind at this point. Life is Strange does that. They do it well. Some circumstances you can't rewind time. You get told. I think we can get the guard dog as a best buddy. I'd like to, though.
There. This won't do.
Just looting literally everything. Lol. What's this? Rising like a tidal wave above the ocean, a white stone wall stretches into the sky. Halfway between Deadlight's battlements and Rocky Cove at the base, an arched window opens into the salty air. Inspect the fortress wall. An upspray of seawater mists over your face. Strong winds beat against the fortress, howling through the battlements that stab into the sky. Well, let's lower a rope. You tether the rope to the window ledge before casting its length down to the beach. Climb down to the beach. You slide down the rope to the rocky beach, dropping to land in a crouch a few feet from the rope's end. Shells crunch beneath your feet as you step toward the shoreline. Oh, hello, Druid. Hello, Golem King. I mean, you're a little late for class, but that's okay. You'll be forgiven. Oh, look, it's the landing area you can get to if you don't take Seraphim aboard. Absolutely nothing else to do down here, sadly. Good thing we can just climb up using the rope we left. The grappling hook bites deeper into the saltwater slick stone as you clamber over the window's ledge and into a dark room. You stand, dusting your hands off as you glance around. Well, I mean, Seraphim's currently a pirate. He's the most piratey out of all of us.
Captain? Aye, aye.
Can't you hear that?
Captain?
That's extra piratey, that is. Triple piratey, in fact. Look, Seraphim, I'm looking for your buddy, but we've explored a lot of the place, and he's just not here, man.
Aye.
Yeah?
Ahoy, Captain. What can I do you for?
Tell me about Ramara. He considers you a moment before nodding.
Aye. I trust you, Cap.
Hey, we're buddies now.
When I were a wee swabby, fresh to the sea, it were Romaro that showed me the ropes and rigging. More than that, he kept his weather eye open for me.
He plucks at the fur at his elbow.
The sea be a right poxy ore on occasion, and life aboard the Sorcerer, that and more. Malnash, our ship hunter, she were all wet and bothered for doing me harm. And Romaro, he protected me. Mentored me too, learned me letters and navigation, handed down the Principe traditions. In time, we became close as kin or closer. And the Sorcerer, my family.
Why did this Malnage want to hurt you?
Well, only knows, Cap. She treated me like my mere presence gave offense.
Was it your presence, I wonder, or an ill-timed remark about your furry blue nethers?
Hello, Aloth.
And here with me thinking you weren't paying my nevers no mind at all.
And Adair and Maya like that, because of course they would. Okay, how did Romaro end up in trouble with the Principe?
Right, fantastic fucking question, Cap.
He scowls and plants a closed fist in an open palm.
Word out with mutiny. But I'll be putting about as much stock in that as a dockside doxy for manners.
Yeah, can't trust those pixies.
Well, no, I don't normally be singing no praises of veracity, Cap. But in the matter of Romaro, I'll be hunting the truth.
He told me a lot about the two of you, but not much about him.
Fair. He be of old Valian stock. A good man and righteous. Not honest, of course, but honourable. Were our shipboard sawbones, more than half handy at it.
He smiles and rubs his upper right arm.
More than one swabby beyond the old salt of deferral from the wheel.
Were you romantically involved?
Why, Cap? You be feeling a bit of the old envy.
He grins, bumping his eyebrows twice in quick succession. Hey, that's my trick.
Nay, we never shared a bunk. Not that I'd have kicked him out of a hammock, but, like I said, we be family.
God,
He never took advantage.
God, I love pirates. I promise we'll find him.
Thanks, Cap. I'll be holding you to it.
He bows. Seraphim salutes and turns away. All right.
Leave it to me. Right here.
All this chasing after Aethys. It's brought back memories of the Saints' War.
I think we just hit a new friend level with Adair, so I was going to make some sort of comment about it's fine, we're just stopping in a dungeon to have a quick chat with a pirate, it'll be totally fine. But it's even more incongruous that Adair is like, hey, stop, I'm not going to, like, even have a shiny thing that says, this companion wants to talk to you. I'm going to straight up interrupt you and we're going to talk now. Yeah, Loxy, I agree. It's brought back memories of the Saints' War. You know, that tragic time where my brother went missing and died. And you helped me come to grips with the emotional turmoil that I went through about that. Oh, not now? Not at all? Oh, okay. It's fine. Tell me.
Just how scared everyone was, mostly. Everybody put on a brave face, made all these claims about what they'd do when they met a god in battle.
God, I'm so excited.
There was no sadder sight than a group of us talking big, trying to outdo one another.
He chuckles.
Even the fella that led us, he used to say he knew all these different ways you could kill a god, if you were so inclined. I wouldn't have traded him. The ones that died, most of them died brave.
Oh.
The ones that lived, well, they earned it.
Sorry, it looks like we accidentally skipped a bit of dialogue. Adair said, of course, then at night he'd grind his teeth so hard it sounded like he was chewing rocks. In case you were curious if he really had it in him. He shrugs. Then Slam said, sounds like quite a group.
Point being, the prospect of facing a god makes cowards of most all of us. Now, here I am again, on my way to meet Aethys.
His eyes flick upward, either a gesture toward the dawn stars, or an eye roll.
Some ways I feel the same. Edgy, sick in my gut. But it's different this time.
Yeah?
Might be because of you.
It's half muttered, spoken not quite in your direction. How's that?
We haven't gone to pieces yet, for one thing. At least not on the outside. You could have let it all end back at Cadnua, or even Gilded Vale. But you're still going, even knowing where we're headed. Haven't forgot who you are. There's part of me thinks we aren't gonna make it out of this. When I get to thinking like that, it helps to remember how you've held together. What do you think? We gonna survive all this?
He asks it with a smile, but it fades fast. No, that's mean. This scared man, this friend of yours who, mechanically, you know, just hit another friendship level close enough to express the fact that he's scared. Sincerely scared that we are marching towards his god. Has reached out for a little bit of reassurance, and you have the option, one of 7, to say, no, we're gonna die. Believe it, I'm not done living yet.
Whether or not I believe it, I like it just the same. I go back and forth myself. Every time we see one of those big footprints, it reminds me not to get too excited. There's a good chance we die out here, halfway across the world from anywhere I ever called home.
Adair's eyes trace a nomadic path as he looks at your surroundings, seeming never to find a comfortable place to settle.
But if I can face it like you, maybe it doesn't matter.
Gives you a quick nod. Some of the tension in his face seems to recede. Tell me something, Adair. Do you have feelings for me?
Sure, all kinds. Respect, curiosity about your watcher senses, confusion, a lot of that.
He counts them off on his fingers. That's not what I meant. Adair's face is as blank as he'd ever seen it. Watching his eyes, it seems you're able to catch the actual instant the meaning of your question sinks in.
Oh, you mean,
Adair puffs his cheeks with a long, ponderous exhalation.
well, I'm real fond of you, in case I wasn't clear. But in terms of stronger feelings, I only ever really think about girls that way, is the biggest part of it. And since I was old enough to chase after them. And then there's the fact that I'm still stuck on some things that happened a long time ago. I wouldn't be much good to you anyway. Maybe in another life.
Okay, 5, awful. 2, also not very nice. 4 is the kind of coercion we don't encourage here at Professor Jimbles' Dice Bag. Stop falling for straight people challenge 2022, but sincerely, like, I think 3 is the best option. If you ever change your mind.
You'd be the first to know.
Thank you, Adair.
I hope you don't think less of me. I like what we got going here.
Oh.
It's closer than I've been to anyone in, I don't know, ages.
Oh, yes. My lovely Adair.
I'll tell you what, though. I'm not one for big promises.
He puts a hand on your shoulder and looks you dead in the eye.
But I'm gonna beat up as many people and monsters as it takes to get you your life back. You got my word on that.
He smiles with one side of his mouth and gives you 2 hard, heavy swats on the shoulder that reverberate up and down your spine. I told you, friends. You can't seduce Adair. It's close, though. Level 2 friendship with him. Deadlight dungeon. Here's anything you weren't paying into my nether's attention at all. You've lost an item. 2 inches of height. Yeah. Look, I've been on the receiving end of you'd be the first to know if that changed, buddy. And, like, it's a lovely, touching feeling. It's very fantastic. It's not quite as touching as one may hope, but, being... This sign reads, bring. Being a gigantic man-horde doesn't reduce the amount of enjoyment and pleasure you get from having close friendships? No way. Not even a little. Oh, maybe he's in here. So it's not a bad thing to have close friends who are, unfortunately, straight. What a beautiful tragedy. Being hyper-focused on an individual to the exclusion of all others doesn't sound like much fun, though.
Aye?
Seraphim, I need you to stay invisible. Or at least, sneaky. Keep going, keep going. That's it. There's a good Seraphim.
My fingers be fat and furry, but they're ever so nimble. Easy breezy, wet and sleazy.
My fingers be fat and furry, but they be ever so nimble. Very cool, Seraphim. What the... We'd have to kill those 2 to get past. Sincerely not a chance of us getting through there. Oh, you're spotted, are you? And they don't care? Okay, great. Can you believe someone killed Captain Ben? Yeah. But the thing is, that door, with this juicy, juicy locker full of evidence, or something, it's got people who are starting out aggressive and angry at us, so I don't think we could get away with it, that's all. Let's start using more of the game's mechanics to maybe get an advantage, huh? Cinder Bombs, Deadeye, pretty cool. Scorching Venom. What we're looking for... What? Is a particular type of grenade that I thought was called a noisemaker. Spark cracker. There you go. Sadly, we don't have many. We only got 1. Just try and hope this turns out well.
A light's foot and an heavy bullet, eye cap.
Okay. Stealth. We've quick saved. Inventory we're going to try and throw. Spark cracker there. And hope that's enough for us to
I think I can't see you, you sneaky bastard.
It's a fine arquebus. It's just an armor rack? No, I thought it would be something plot related. Well, we're going to continue using our powers of being able to see through time. And we'll go to our quick save. Well, that's one of the cool things. You can use spark crackers to, like, move enemies in a direction so you can sneak past. If I was less fancy, or not quite as good at stealth, we're going to just... See that? That was me the game loading and loading in with everyone unstealthed, and the door opens, everyone immediately sees Seraphim. Game is paused.
More than my eyes be open.
Okay. That's better. Not super sure why they opened that door and start
Ahoy.
walking through, but hey.
Never know I'm here.
Right. So there's not information about Seraphim's missing friend, though. I guess we need to continue to search, don't we? Maybe to go to the underground docks.
Scallywag's hoe, Cap.
Got to cook a big feast with Ben's farewell. Well, farewell, Benwith. I'm sorry we had to kill you in such a hilarious fashion. I mean, you did deserve it. You attacked that ship out of nowhere. You made us crash said ship. We didn't need to go to Port Marche, but no, you made us. We're back down at the docks. Nothing? Well, team, we may make one last stop
Consider
in
it done.
the pub. 'Cause of course we will, but otherwise we're gone. We'll sail away from Fort Deadlight. Continue looking, see if we can find Seraphim's buddy elsewhere. Which would be sad given we've made promises. Cool, good. Go through that door and they attack me. What about over here? They really attack me when I go through there as well. Oh, I love stealth. Good games. Very good at stealth. So good at stealth, I forget to activate stealth, so we just barge right through. Everything's normal. Nothing bad ever happens to the Watcher. Alright, let's speed up to fast mode and just wander past. We know Murky, whoever Murky is, they gain wounds as soon as combat starts. We know they're a jerk for some reason. Don't remember exactly why.
Now what have we got here? I do believe I recognise these goddamn chests.
It doesn't matter how good you are at video games if you can just keep trying. Like, that's it. Like, oh, for someone who doesn't play a lot of multiplayer games, well, I mean, Final Fantasy XIV kind of counts, but like, someone who doesn't play a lot of competitive multiplayer games, a really big lesson is it doesn't fucking matter if you're good at games or not. Does it take you one try, or do you wander around Fort Deadlight while 6 people watch you? Shout out. It is good to have a lovely audience this extra delicious free Monday evening. Maybe you wander around the map and eventually accidentally stumble. 9? Well, welcome aboard. Accidentally stumble into the thing you're looking for, even after saying, well, we might have to leave and disappoint our good friend Seraphim, who talks about his furry blue nethers. He kneels by the chest, running his paws across it.
By Andra's salty bosom. Romaro hauled this chest from one end of the Deadfire to the other.
Any clues in there? He flips open the lid to reveal an empty chest. Seraphim doesn't seem disappointed, however. He reaches into the chest and gropes about before being rewarded by a clicking sound. A false bottom slides out from the chest, containing a single folded piece of parchment. Seraphim swipes it out and holds it to his nose, inhaling deeply. Maya likes that. Very resourceful. Ah yes, the scent of musty pirate notes.
No worse scents come out of chests like these, Captain. Trust you me.
He unfolds the letter, clears his throat, and begins to read.
Dear S. That be me. I knew you'd seek me out. Please abandon the trail here. I fashioned this predicament for my own, and I not have you lock its weight round your own ankles.
Whoa, the thick ploddins!
If you find yourself imperiled, seek Udina at Magic Water. She can help.
Seraphim falls silent, staring at the page for a while longer. You hear his breath catch, and he looks up, his expression carefully blank. Insight. Seems like there was more in that letter.
Aye, there'll be a word or two more, but nothing useful to us.
Everyone, we have a decision here. 1, 2, 3, or 4. 1, use sleight of hands and I think agility, dexterity, yep. Sleight of hand and dexterity to take the letter from Seraphim. Or 2, you don't have to tell me. It's between you and Romara. And 3, what is magic waters? And 4, do you know who Udina is? 2, but what are the icons? Aha! No worries, Lexi. Happy to help. Like 2 is very respectful. It is something I would do in real life and may have done recently and been very happy with that decision. But also, it is funny to steal something from a pirate in his face. Very funny indeed. I also like it. If you're keeping track of Deadman streams, a game he plays on Sunday night, Blue Reflections, I think. There's a small game where we can tell Deadman what to do with the tiny Tamagotchi style creature, and it does seem like we've taken this cultural way of giving instructions to the streamer of saying a single word in all caps that makes it clear which option we are choosing. Blue Reflections. Thank you, Deadman. Yeah. And, like, it is very funny just to yell, take, or pat, or cave, or something. And that's just great. Which, of course, encourages me to say bite, because I missed Vampire and am very excited for Swan Song. Currently, we have 1 vote for you don't have to tell me, and 1 vote for take, and so I will tiebreak in just a few seconds. We're going to take the letter. Seraphim growls, baring his teeth and hopping deftly away from you. He shoves the letter down the front of his breeches. That's the spirit, Deadman. Do you know who Udina is?
I don't know Udina from Ward Mage, but Magic Waters, I know like my own fucking name. When I were a wee lad fresh on the Sorcerer, Romaro would treat me to the luminous bathhouse at Nekitaka.
He grins as he gently closes Romaro's chest, a hand lingering upon the polished wood.
Oh, the water there shimmered like dawn on the open sea, and I, full flush with the poetic creativity of youth, called it Magic Waters. I know you don't owe me the favour, Captain, but if we could find our way to that bathhouse, I'd not hold it against you. Unless, and of course, you asked.
He winks.
I wouldn't turn down a dip in the baths, but everything else you said is just awful.
That's fucking brilliant.
For now, though, we've got plunder and pillage before us, aye?
Oh, that's great.
This calls for a subtlety. There.
I
What did I tell
love that there are options to be vaguely tricksy and dexterous and a bit of a
I shall
nuisance.
be discreet. And what do we have
And potentially
here?
upsetting... Wow, that's a lot of blood. What the fuck? Potentially upsetting your comrades without making them, like, really angry at you. I love that we reach for it to steal it, and he's like, no, and shoves it down his pants, and then the next option is just absolutely normal. It's just absolutely normal. That's good. I don't know if that's explicitly, like, sometimes when playing these, I'm like, that's amazing writing. I loved reading that. Thank you so much. I don't know if it's that good. It's certainly enjoyable. I love seeing that. Get a shiny new ring. Absolutely. You need it, buddy. You will explode if someone looks at you. You get that because you've got no other magic items? No. But Boots of Stealth would be wasted on you. More defensive boots for good out, actually. Oh, you get the Boots of Leaping. Who else is in Malay? You. Put these here. And put these here. Reflex? Why? Because when Aloth casts Fireball, and a good friend Seraphim is standing in the middle of said fireball, I'd like him to not explode and die.
I make it look better by comparison.
Offerings to Skaen hang from the shrine. Gross. Gross. Not just because Skaen is gross, but it definitely contributes. You can't just leave blood out. You will get flies. Right, if we go in there, we have to kill people. Instead, let's leave. And then we've killed essentially nobody other than the people we had to. Like, we didn't sneak in or out. People saw us, but still very impressive. And we gotta get ourselves a trip to Magic Waters back in Nekataka, so not now. There were like 4 episodes in a row of Nekataka. Lovely city, very good, good fun. I think we're done for now. Cannot work in these conditions. Blood everywhere. I'm gonna complain about it for days. Hey, Snake Eyes, remember how you threatened us?
Time to watch another round.
Yeah, I like to watch. He chokes, dropping the dice prematurely. Let's get across the cobblestones. Then a cheer erupts from the gamblers as the dice settle on a sweeping wind.
Show's over. Buy in or shove off.
Scowling, he snatches up the dice before reluctantly paying the winners. Bye-bye. From the upper ramparts, a wooden crane suspends a pallet stacked with heavy black casks over the cobblestone courtyard. The pallet groans, swaying slightly, while its hempen rope creaks from the strain. I don't think we have a reason to do any of these, do I? Throw a dagger! Stealthily, you aim a dagger at the cargo's rope. Following 2 warm-up flicks of your wrist, you toss the dagger with every last strout. Following 2 warm-up flicks of your wrist, you toss the dagger with every last ounce of your strength. Your throw is silent and dead on. The dagger easily severs the rope. As the pallet plummets towards the ground, the loose cargo tumbles from all sides. The crates and barrels crack loudly on impact, splintering and spilling their goods against the rough cobblestone.
What the... Damn me and Andra's worthless son. Some unlucky sot of lang for
I'm
this one.
surprised it ain't happened sooner. Still, worth be getting a move on while
Hang it all,
RSB
that
averted.
nearly damn flattened me.
Why? Oh, it's a distraction you can use to get up to the eastern ramparts. Not that I actually noticed beforehand. I just thought it would be particularly funny. Yeah. I mean, I didn't notice until this episode, after we'd already done that sneaking, so... But hey, it is good. Again, this is good design to have multiple ways through your puzzle. Puzzle was get in, kill Benwith. And to do that, we had 2 maps, just 2. 3 maps, just 3. They're all very large, but pretty interesting. And like 5 or 6 different ways to get through. And giving all of your party members multiple ways to get through, fantastic. But in a way that a tabletop game can do, and you can't in a PC game, and again, we're going to come up on this point all the time, is if, say, the player controlling Adair said, I'm kind of sneaky. Let's go to the pub, and I will leave a note saying, hey, Captain, meet me here. It's Adair's. And we'll drink until we notice something happens. Or some other barely considered plan that the whole party is like, yeah, that sounds fucking awesome, let's do that. And you're like, that doesn't make any sense, but just, alright, let's do it. Because then as a group you get to watch something silly happen. You can indulge each other and enjoy the fact that you're going to do something vaguely silly and it probably won't work, but it'll be an experience. And that's a much better lesson to take into your game than assuming that you need to know what's going on at all times or be correct or anything similar. I ran my Pathfinder game, Strength of Thousands, Friday last week. It was really good. Oh. No, there's nothing to investigate there. We've already been. There's a storm over there. Trust me, we don't want to go into the storm yet. We're going to continue looking around Port Marge because we had a cartographer quest to do so. So, we're going to do our job. We'll be going back to Nekataka at some point. Just enjoy the lovely sea shanty while I talk about my Strength of Thousands game. Strength of Thousands is a lovely adventure path that, for Pathfinder 2nd Edition, that is taking a bit of enthusiasm and interest in the idea that your game doesn't have to revolve around combat. While there are a couple of combat sessions, in fact, we just had one, you should have development in areas that are like study or how high you are up at the university. It's set in the Magical University, the Magambaya, and the Mwangi Expanse. And it's fun. I look forward to it every fortnight, even the fortnights that I can't make it, even though I'm running it. And the more I mess about with the Pathfinder 2nd and system, the more I'm enjoying it, which is good, because I'm in several games of it, so enjoying the game itself would be a prerequisite. There we go. Get ourselves a little extra money, sell some things, and yes, keep our crew in rice and rice wine. Not the most nutritious, but fun. Careful, my dudes, you're gonna get soju'd as well. Oh, the Wakar Reef. Interesting. Okay, so let's take a look at this Fanged Strait. The water darkens off the starboard bow of your ship. The jagged spurs and spits rise from the waves in the near distance. Raised voices carry from the helm. The Teotara marvel is near here. Every sailor must see it once. Hammer's hands are clasped together in urgent entreaty. But Beardall is clenching the wheel with white-knuckled determination. I don't care if it's Andra's salty bosom. We're not sailing to a reef. Beardall notices you and relaxes. Captain, help me talk some sense into Hammer. Hammer gapes at you both. And miss our chance. Sailors wait weeks for weather and seas are smooth. If you ever wanted to see a Teotara marvel, this is the time. Some of the other crew have gathered to listen, a hopeful shine in their eyes. What is the Teotara marvel? Hammer shrugs. Supposed to be a grand sight, an ancient mystery? I haven't seen it myself. Eldengram nods. A greybeard I crewed with claimed to have seen it. Swore it brought him 10 years of good health and favourable winds. The other sailors murmur eagerly. Beardall sighs. Even if the marvel is close, there's no guarantee we'll see it by going through this reef. Hey, Corey. Irina, what's the condition of our hull? Irina grins. It's in good repair, Captain. I wouldn't sail through a reef myself, but if there's a good time to try, this is it. Alright, everyone. Now we've got 1 or 2. Get in the reef, go around the reef. In the reef, round the reef. So, 1, take us through the reef. Or 2, chart a course around the reef and won't risk damage to the ship. We got a 1 from an Emma, a 1 from a Luxie, and a 1 from a Corey. Let's go through the reef. That should be enough to count. We've got quorum. A dead coral juts from the surface, grasping above like the legs of a spider, and the wind whistles as it passes across the jagged structures. Below the water, schools of fish flash among the brilliant reefs. Failure! Beardall attempts to guide the ship through the reef, but with a shudder that rattles your bones, the vessel scrapes against the reef. A sound of tearing wood echoes across the deck, and hands scatter, descending into the hold to locate and repair any damage before it spoils the stores. Beardall gains sailor experience 1. You take 11 hull damage. We'll lose some medicine supply. The variegated shallows give way to blue depths. An enormous sinkhole opens around you, yawning wide enough to swallow a fleet. Beardall sighs with relief as Hamer searches the horizon for any sign of the mythical marvel. The compensation sails on. We gain some morale, and a bit of experience. Worth it? I think. We don't get into that many ship battles. Well, look, we just got some repair supplies. We'll be fine. Budakau. this sort of thing, this sort of quick decision making, this sort of things to see and explore, should be. Oof, alright, he seems tough, but not quite as tough as something else I've fought, so maybe we'll be okay. Should be something you encounter or come across frequently when just walking around your world and exploring. Sigil of Darkness Wardstone. So here's something I'll point out that's eludes me every time I start playing and I forget, oh shit, yeah, we should probably do that. This sigil.
You were saying?
When we're close
I'm
to it,
learning a lot.
when we're close to it, it will apply an effect, a bad effect, to us all the time. Sorry, the line of excellent emphasis. So that would be Puakao. Nope. You'll have to explain it further, I'm afraid. Length and emphasis. Pua. Nope. I don't know. Use the Wardstone. And you gain an effect. You're immune to Sigil of Darkness attacks. That's it. They're quick little ways to
One of my eyes.
have a
Give me the
trap
order.
that has a different effect. And it's good. I believe you can craft them too if you know the appropriate methods.
Oh, I think I can't see you, you sneaky bastard.
For a rogue, you're not very good at stealth. It's fine. Don't worry. We'll try and blind. You get Aloth to cast some tentacles around it. There's not a lot of range on it, and Maya will open with a wounding shot, because of course she will. See if we can get a knockdown with the bow. Yeah, also de-stealth, please. A knockdown from a dare will absolutely take care of that. Give him with fighter ability. Got him. Pura cow. Okay. Neat rig. Resolve Lone Wolf. Although no allies nearby. Yeah, it's not particularly useful. And a resolve token.
Hey, what do you need?
That's me too,
Yeah,
man.
right away.
Jeez. They don't count as putting you in combat, the sigils, because they're traps. Like, when you're stealthing around them, they are obstacles to, like, maneuver around or try and destroy. It's one of those times where if you are a stealthing character that uses pistols, when you shoot to destroy them, they'll go bang bang really loud, and enemies might hear you and wander over. You've received an important missive from Captain Ferrante. Quest item. Dear Watcher, I find myself in need of someone with your particular brand of talents. As our last business transaction went so grandly, I appreciate the opportunity to hire you again. If you're interested, please convene with me in Dunwich. To our fortunate proceedings, Captain Ferrante. Destroy letter. It's fine, we still have the quest. Actually, do we? Punchepi. Yeah, okay, good. Jeez, I was worried there for a second. It's particularly, like, that's a good one. Now we need to go to Dunwich at some point. Let's take a Wara. Dunwich is over here. Map-wise, it's quite a bit away. So let's make our slow way over in that direction, shall we? Just mosey on about while we're nearby. Still sail the high seas and enjoy ourselves. I'd love to search a location here. I'll just loot a burial site. Just drop blessing, garnet, zilch, signal pain ward, stone. Lovely. I have particular reservations about just looting grave sites for no reason. I'm glad there are no consequences in the game, but I should note, don't do that to people. As you travel northwest, you discover a broad channel separating you from the flat expanse of a sandy islet. A wooden bridge spans the waterway easily wide enough to accommodate a cart and horse. A crowd throngs the bridge, and an eclectic menagerie of clean-coated Valians, armor in bright, colourful robes, and even the odd Orlan. Down the hill, by the water's edge, a small cluster of armor have gathered. Walk onto the bridge. The bridge seems relatively new, little worn for something on the coast. The flat slats are utterly without ostentation, the structure crafted solely for functionality. The quiet murmur of conversation rises as you approach, entirely overwhelming the Cesaris of the sea. An Orlan, his deep brown fur a close match to the boards beneath your feet, approaches you and doffs a wide-brimmed hat as he bows. "Greetings, stranger. Come to eye the race?" These people came out here to watch a race. The Orlan grins. "I ain't from around here, I His Raid Saren accent suggests that he isn't either. Well, I'm not doing a Raid Saren accent, so I feel bad about that. It's a local tradition. Swim, race up the Osa Channel after a big storm when the current's at its strongest. Winner gets he scratches the back of his head. Some kind of gewgaw or some such. Bragging rights, too. He smiles, rubbing his fingers together as if to indicate coin. But for us foreign non-swimming types, there's a bit of action in the betting. Can I participate in the race? He scratches the top of his head. Not really sure. Can't say it's up to me either way. You want to talk to them down on the riverside. People put money on this race? A broad grin lightens his face. Thought you looked the type to want in on the action. There's 10 shells to bet. That's roughly 50 pounds, and you bet I'll be happily take that in copper or silver. He winks. Odds are 3-1 on that big bald woman. The wiry blonde pays out 5-1. If you bet on the ropey kid and you win net 10 times what you put in. I'll be back later. He laughs. He's a wise kid who knows when to say no. Swing back if you change your mind. I have a similar saying myself, to be honest. Knowing the right time is worth 1,000 unconsidered yeses. It meant I didn't move in with a friend at one point. Probably a good thing, given that we're reservations, and probably could have turned out poorly. Now, we're still friends, so like... confirmation bias, but I'm pretty happy. Let's approach Armor near the water. From the shore, you see that the channel's current seems significantly stronger than it had from afar, perhaps fed by the recent storms. The Juana gathered here, garbed in thin robes and little else, watch as you approach. One steps forward, her own gown in far brighter colours than those around her. She cants her head to the side. You look bedraggled, stranger, as if to see a statue upon our shore. What for you come here, to watch? What's all this about? The arc of her hand describes the first of the swimmers, then the water, then the island on the other side. They challenged the Ursa Channel. The rains fell and the waters run swift. They must swim swifter yet. For each who finishes, there is honour. For the one who wins, there is more. Who stands the best chance of winning? She chuckles, a hand flat on her stomach. The one Nagati favours, as sure as the tide. But you don't miss her glance towards the wiry blonde armour. Ability, strengthen the gangly teen with a spell. Oh, Valorous Echoes. Yeah, strong and insightful. We can do that. No one notices the slight glow of the spell settling into the swimmer. While we're here, let's examine. Perception and insight, honestly, the best combination is our good friend Slime Shadows. The largest of them, the bold woman, is all muscle. She'd be menacing in a fight, but in the water, the bulk might slow her down. One of them, a man with tightly curled blonde hair, combines lean muscle with a compact frame. As he stretches, he watches the water as if it were an old friend. I doubt the third, a gangly teen, well, should even be here. A light wind might carry him away. I'd like to place a bet now. A lean blonde looks like he knows what his way around a river. I'm backing him. He chuckles as he takes a purse. Maybe you've got an eye for this. Maybe you like to live dangerously. You've lost 50 copper. Let's watch the race. You join the oarmen by the rail and watch the armor on the shore disrobe. They crouch on stones along the water as the master of ceremonies lifts a hand above her head. When she drops it, they flash into the water like cannonballs. Did I? Thought I strengthened the blonde one. The swimmers plow against the current, white water bursting across the taut muscles of their backs. The crowd around you shouts and applause, cheering on their favourites. The lean man outpaces the others, reaching the goal first. The crowd cheers as he strides out of the water, and he bows to them from the hip. The brown Orlin notices and locates you along the celebrating kith. Damn fine show, yeah? He hands you a hefty pouch of Zata Nui shells. Your take. Don't spend it all at once. Or do. It's your money, ain't it? Oh my. The crowd on the bridge thins and the commotion dies down. Your journey continues. Oh my, Luxie. Did I do that? No. How could I have let that happen? Strengthen the wrong person for literally no reason at all, right? You can't scroll back for some reason. Maybe someone on the VODs can. Hey, VODs, remember to tweet at Prof_Jimbles on Twitter. Did I strengthen the right person? Was Jimbles up to mischief, or did he make a mistake? Remember, you can also comment on YouTube, and I do read all the comments we receive. Oh, shit. Let's not sail directly into the storm. Jesus. It's not good to sail directly into the storm. Honestly, big problem. I'll just point out, they're not skilled enough to manage this yet. Gonna get into more random fights and sail through more reefs and cause more trouble before I'm confident enough to do that. I'm doing a very bad thing that is just like band of lizard friends, sailing everywhere to get rid of all of the fog of war. I probably shouldn't. What is this? It's an Oathbinder's sectum. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. What's all this then? After hours spent wandering through the desert, you stumble into a lush oasis nestled against the base of a massive pyramid. You search for an entrance and finally spy one at the very top of a long staircase. Ascend the pyramid. It's a tough climb, but that doesn't stop you. Drenched in sweat, you finally enter the welcome shade of the room at the top of the pyramid. Oh, I'm sorry, Luxie. I haven't got any notifications about any dropped frames or errors, so I do think it's on your end. If I were informed another way, I would investigate and see what I can do.
I got it.
His fractured release portrays a broken crown symbol of Wodaka.
Sometimes Aethys likes to keep the candles burning in his church when no one's around. But that ain't Aethys.
Nice. Let's just steal some things. The eyes of the statue seem to follow you wherever you walk. Something mysterious and mischievous to the internets. Oathbinder's Sanctum, 2nd floor. Spirit. Well, we'll sneak around you. We'll talk to you in a little bit. Ah. You know what? We actually had this party for a little while. I'm going to make an executive decision. Hilariously, we're actually going to make Paul Slam Shadows walk down all the stairs of the ziggurat again and walk back up in just a minute. Because I'm going to go back to the ship and change characters. We're switching it up. Bringing some switches along. You received an important missive from Captain Aildes. Read. So, you've had a little run-in with Ben and then you drag it to my doorstep. You could have wiped your feet before you stepped in, but I digress. I know what you did. I know who you are. And unlike my unfortunately blockheaded second-in-command, I recognize a threat when it smacks me upside the head. So, this is me. Captain Aildes, commander of the God's Den, New Blood Principe, leader of the second largest fleet of pirates in the God's fucking Deadfire, inviting you, a terrifyingly powerful and strange watcher, to come and meet with me under strictest parley at Fort Deadlight, which is to say, I promise not to gut you when you arrive for dinner and drinks. Looking forward to having a little Hearthside chat. I would like to offer you a partnership of the most glorious and goriest variety. I scratch your back, you gut my enemies from hip to jaw. We laugh at their deaths over a bottle of the finest rum. Oh, and when you come, bring some candied nuts. Your newest and dearest friend, Cap Aildes. P.S. This is not a trap. My shirt that says "This is not a trap" is causing a lot of questions that are answered by my shirt saying "This is not a trap." Yeah, looks good to me. Yeah, no, some of them leveled up. Back up the stairs. Poor Aloth. He's even more sensitive than poor Slam. How is he going to make it to the top of the stairs again? I feel for the poor guy. Oh, that's right. She's got an amazing hat. Just perfect. Perfecto. Yeah, you're a religion monkey, remember? That is right. You're a monk cleric. Priest. Monk priest. You start with wild thorns. Grant's talking out this smart inspiration. God. Cast that on me, baby. Right before a test, okay? Make me smarter. Don't make me think about it. Yes, please. Just don't think you need an extra deflection and reflex, to be honest. Aware. Inflict some burn damage. That's a very good one. Yeah, I want that one. Because it's a spell that makes all of the attacks by your allies simply better. Yeah, give you a sweet flail.
Yeah. Happy to oblige.
With the hat.
Happy to oblige. Yes. I hear you.
We're shaking up a little. We're still having our two best boys, Adara and Aloth. Come and hang out together. Yes, please. But I also want to shake it up with a bit of Shirty and Takehu. And not just because...
What can I do you for?
No, Takehu. No. Takehu. No. Takehu. We know that because he said it at least once. This door is stuck fast. The statue decorating a small shrine has been dusted and polished to a shine. Yeah, I hear you. Also, take note, we do have a break in 15 minutes. Just beautiful automation. Alright, let's talk to the spirit now that we got the spirit person with us.
You hear that? Whispers in the darkness. Whispers from the grave.
Nice that they got a whole room where their skeletons can relax.
Nice that they got a whole room where the skeletons can relax.
I hear you.
Isn't this something?
The translucent visage of an Orlan glows before you. At your approach, it shimmers. You are swallowed by a tide of bewilderment. Reach for the soul. As your mind strains towards the confused soul, the presence of other spirits begins to prick at the edge of your awareness. You sense their rage is directed not only at the bright soul, but at your intrusion. A rush of grisly images flash before you. Sadistic murders, violent torture, and worse. A din of spiteful whispers assaults your mind as the depraved souls relive their gruesome crimes. They glee in the terror of their victims. The confusion of the bright soul lessens. Emboldened by your presence, it shines with a steady azure glow. The whispering souls retreat to the shadows. Your mind clears. You extend your perceptions to the bright soul, and it reaches out to you in turn. The world slips away. You wake with a start, unable to breathe. Someone covers your mouth with their hand. Their grip so tight you can taste the salt in their sweat. You're hauled from your bed by three dark figures. They drag you screaming down the stairs and toss you into the road. Spirit. You stumble to your feet only to be painfully thrown back down. Taut ropes bite into the flesh of your wrists. Murderer, accuses one. Betrayer, shouts another. Your neighbors watch you from their windows, mouths agape. None of them come to help. They turn away as you scream their names. You feel a jolt in the back of your head and darkness envelops you. When you come to, your knees ache against the cold sandstone. You betrayed nothing, killed no one. Confusion and pain swirl in each panicked plea. Hardened eyes stare back at you through slits in an expressionless mask. You find no reprieve in them. Words are spoken, but lost within the rhythmic pounding in your head. This can't be happening. The masked figure demands justice. A sword swings, and you feel a hot bite of steel against your neck. Oblivion rolls over you like a tide. Abruptly, you find yourself back in the ruin. The confused spirit pleads to you without words, its shimmering glow almost childlike. You were executed for a crime you didn't commit. It wasn't your fault.
If you've seen what you need to see, Watcher, I'd like to fulfill my duty and reap this soul.
Shoti raises,
Will you allow it?
Shoti raises her lantern eager. The light slices eerily across her face. Aloth hums approvingly. Takeo grins and bats down a nest of his writhing hair. He likes it. Aloth likes it as well. Okay. So, as someone who's finished this game once, I should note that the decisions to have Shoti reap souls have an impact on her ending slides. And that the decision, fans, a lot of fans, and the general conception is that they were a bit blindsided by what happens in her ending slides. They did not expect the outcome to come that way. Now, as just kind of a gentle and guiding sort of tour of this game I don't think it's a bad thing, what happens, but I do recognize that it can be a bit of an uncomfortable and an unhappy turn of events where you didn't expect it to turn out that way and you're a bit surprised and a bit saddened by it. And so I'll give a warning to say that reaping these souls, fulfilling her duty as a Reaper of Gorn, taking their spirits, putting them in the lantern, that sort of thing, is a much bigger decision than it seems at first, but it is one that you can change. And a decision in one direction is not particularly, pleasant. You know? Do we encounter a... Yes. So, I wanted to bring her specifically to talk to the spirit, and then also say, do we encounter an opportunity to reverse? Kind of. You can mitigate it as well. It comes to you at some point where there's a decision point, and you're like, stop it, or, alright, no, keep going, you're doing the right thing. And so, I know which one I'd recommend we do, but I still wanted to, like, tell you why I'm pressing that button. In a way, that's not a spoiler sense, so people who follow along, especially those in the VODs who don't actually get to vote and make these decisions, could perhaps Google ahead and see why it was a bit contentious. Especially if you're not concerned by spoilers at all, which is absolutely the thing. I know some people are. I generally only am if I intend to see it at the same time as everyone else anyway. And since I'm nearly always not on the front line of things, rarely if ever is that a thing. Marvel movies is one of them. But otherwise, hey chat, 1 or 2. 1, go ahead, or 2, I'll deal with this myself. And if you'd like, don't want to accidentally spoil it, but you have a theory, you're going to send me a message, that's exactly what I was going to suggest. Feel free to direct message me on Twitter, or message on Twitch, and I'll get back to you soon if you want to have your theory confirmed or denied. But if you'd like to find out, and I will tell you when we get to the appropriate point anyway, which would be the end of Pillars of Eternity 2, let me know. Discord, yeah. You know, just get in contact with Jimbles. You can simply wait until then to find out. Otherwise, say 1 or 2. And right now we have a vote for 2, and that's all. I'll give it a few more seconds, and then press 2. It's 2 votes for 2 so far, just a few more seconds. Alright, number 2. I'll deal with this myself.
I have a call-in, Watcher. You can't keep me from...
Jodie bites her lip to cut the complaint off. With a sigh, she sets her lantern aside. To go... He likes that. Well, he likes her for that, to be honest. But she's like, no, dude. The soul flickers briefly. You feel it loosening its grip on this place as it attaches itself to you. Its glow extinguished, the chamber is plunged into darkness. Jealous whispers return with renewed malice. The guilt of the damned bears down upon you. An unholy chill that seeks deep into your bones, your very marrow running cold as ice. Unnatural shadows dance in the darkness around you.
We got trouble.
You had to talk about the skeletons resting, didn't you? You gotta miss, aren't you? Let's adjust this.
Hey there. Be right there.
Okay, let's play Zap That Ghost!
Yeah?
This sort of, like, every round another creature joins the combat is actually a lot of fun to do in your tabletop games and other tactical games. Especially with the darkness here, if Adair wasn't holding a scepter that had a torch on it as well, it would be very exciting to have it. Jeez, Vela nearly died. I didn't even pay attention. Didn't even see that.
What can I do you for?
Ugh.
Thanks for letting me along. The dead fire is awfully big for this little Orlin.
You're very welcome. Sorry about the close to death experience.
What can I do you for?
Anyway, this sort of like have one enemy join combat
Can I borrow a sword? I promise to be careful.
each round is actually pretty engaging and very fun. How did you get on that side of the wall? Okay. And so I actually recommend it as a way to spice up your combat, because the least interesting way to do, especially D&D, holy shit, combat is there are enemies on a field, choose where you start in the field, and now run at each other. Absolutely not.
I bet my tongue kinda hurts.
I feel like you get one of those every couple of sessions, or like couple of, like, honestly, you should get one of those per dungeon, and that's it, and everything else should be something different. Something difficult. Kobolds are shooting things from behind a chest-high wall. There are pit traps scattered about that are very obvious, but they make it so it's hard for you to move around, and the party may want to push people. Corpse with a note, yes please. The floor is covered in a sticky substance. It's only like just up to your ankles, so if you're tripped, you could drown. So it becomes a cool thing to, a cool combat technique to hold your enemy against it. There's an ambient lava feature that can be controlled by control water or control flame. Anything, trust me. There's a chandelier. Why? Oh, so you can cut it down and drop it on people? Oh, it'll make my enemies too easy. Yeah, so what? Makes your players cool. You're their biggest fans, man. Let them do cool shit. Cheer them on while they do the coolest fucking shit every session. I think you're amazing. That's why every combat, even with every strike, I'm like, even when my players miss, I try to remember to describe them doing cool shit, like swinging that sword, and they don't miss entirely. That scrapes against the enemy's shield. Or if they miss one attack, then hit, then miss, then they miss because they scraped their two-handed blade across their shield, the enemy's shield, which knocks it out of the way so that their backswing can hit him. It's all part of a plan. And that, again, makes it feel like when you roll a 7, your character isn't suddenly dumbass who forgets how their sword works. It's they forego the opportunity to deal damage to make sure they could the next, you know. Bloody note. Dangerous creatures have made this sacred place their home. If it is Warwick's will that they remain, it is not our place to disturb them. Further, remember that we are not here as looters. Anyone caught thieving will meet the Strangler's justice. Let Cudwinner's death be an example to you all. Inquisitor Lewdman. Jeez. It's kind of intense. I'm pretty hyped for Avowed, but because given Warwick is a goddess of vows,
Looks like trouble.
it would stand to reason that it will be set in a war that revolves around her. I don't remember the name for it. There was a specific one at some time because we do know Avowed as a prequel. Kind of has to be honest. Let's do a leap. Oh, cool. Good job, my buddy.
Yeah. Speak it will be so.
Blindness and freeze damage to any in the area. Any enemies? Let's just do it. Blindness and freeze damage. And so I'm excited to, like, I've tried Skyrim a lot and I didn't really enjoy it, but I would love to see how Obsidian want to do it, given the last Skyrim-esque Bethesda adventure game was Fallout New fucking Vegas, man.
Leave it to me.
The transest AAA game in the world. And they've learned a lot. And they're owned by Microsoft now, so they have more money to do things. Is it strictly a good thing to be owned by a larger corporation, allowing you to do more stuff, but perhaps if it stops you from worrying whether you're going to have enough money to do another game, that's a good thing. Also means it's more likely that I'll be able to play the Outer Worlds.
I got this.
Outer Worlds 2.
I got this.
Holy shit. Oh, it's Break Attack. Break Attack. Okay, I've saved the game. I'm going to mute the microphone. I'm going to go make a cocktail or two, and I will join you again in 10 minutes, okay? Remember to get up and stretch. Have a good time. Okay, we're back. I know, it was a slight delay. 2 minutes later than I said I would. How terrible am I? Okay, see this? What is that? It's kind of brownish. What a terrible color for a gin flip. Ah, but it's not just a regular gin flip, because a gin flip is as a standard is a base drink and you add things on top to make it more interesting and delicious. And this is a Kahlua gin flip with a Canberra dry gin. And even Emma, who does not like Kahlua or coffee, really doesn't like coffee, still says it's pretty tasty, right?
Kahlua was the French alcoholic drink I had in Black Russians.
There you go.
You'll have to repeat that.
That was a yes. Anyway, so I wanted to add a gin flip because I had a couple of eggs that were getting a little old and was like, alright, time to use them up. And as soon as I pull an egg out of the fridge, the dog is like, yes, please. Yes, please, it's delicious. I would love an egg yolk. Please give me an egg yolk. Marvel talks in that tone of voice. And I was like, well, I haven't done a gin flip in a while, let's give that a go. And then it comes together in a really lovely... I thought it would, because the unctuous smoothness of a egg white froth would pair very well with a gin. I'm surprised it doesn't appear in like a sour edit all the time. But drop in like a shot of Kahlua to the 2 shots of... Put in a half measure of Kahlua to the full measure of gin, and you've got just a bit of a side taste to it that makes it fantastic. Now, Deadman should make fun of me because I did say I was going to use the yuzu bitters Emma got me, and I didn't. I could have garnished it with that, it would have been alright, but... Good job, Deadman. Very good. But I didn't have any simple syrup. I wanted to make a yuzu bitters, like with a lemon... I wanted to make a gin fizz, which is actually very similar. You just add lemon, at least I'm pretty sure it is. But I didn't have any simple syrup with me, and gin flips always have a little bit of simple in them, and I didn't have any, so I used a naturally very sweet liqueur of Kahlua instead to compensate. Now, my friends, everyone in chat, everyone in VODs, everyone who stumbles across my stream where I talk cocktail making. That's understanding flavor profiles, you fuckers. I didn't have something, so I substituted with something else that would get the job done, and boy is it tasty. I will make this again. You might as well call this the Seraphim. I'm being waved at to lower the blind. Oh, God. Emma just wants you to see my arm moving. Back and forth, that's all. Okay. I need a blue drink to name the Seraphim. Actually, that makes a lot more sense. You win. Good point. Alright.
Right here.
Let's keep exploring, shall we? Well, this should be the Slam Shadows then, shouldn't it? It's Bray? It's brown and furry? Kind of brown and furry, right? The crush of time is significantly weak in this section of wall. You feel a slight breeze coming through the cracks between the stone. You suspect that the wall will come right down with a little hint of force. Blow it up with a bomb! Why not? We had a concussion bomb, let's do it. It's funny. Let's go in that direction, actually. We did go to all the effort of blowing it open. Let's take a look. Nut doesn't want to sit in a lantern? Well, don't die near Shoti then, jeez. She said she has a calling. Oil of Allure, hello. Bit of treasure, that's all? Alright. Totally worth blowing up at a tomb.
Easy does it.
No, she's not the Bitch Queen. That's a different divinity from Baldur's Gate. Umberly. Deserted cat. Oh no, you're coming home with us. Peter the Kitty. 5% damage from area of effect attacks. Bonus to the size of your area of effect attacks. Now that's a perfectly built kitty. You feel a soft breeze blowing through the crack in the stones above. All kitties are perfectly built kitties, but that's a tactically...
Foes ahead.
Shit. Fuck it, Chuck, look at those bastards. Sneaky bastards. Alright, Aloth, do your thing.
We're not alone.
He's got to get so close to make that happen. I regret this decision very frequently.
There's something I can do? May I be a candle in the night?
No, it didn't work.
Aloth, I know you've been hit by a spore cloud. You're charmed. Tell me, chat, does it look like he's about to whack Vela directly in the forehead with his rod? Because that would be very annoying, Aloth. A whisper of treason you so you don't. You're a son of a bitch, buddy.
But if you have any antidote...
Stop it! Oh my god. Well, it looks like Charm didn't beat it. I thought that would help. I thought it would be very funny. Oh, you're charming, huh? Well, I'll charm him right back.
My pleasure. That's it!
Oh my god. Okay, fuck. Concussive missiles to hit all of them at once, shall we?
Careful. That was about as useful as a bump on a pickle.
Did you hear that? That was about as useful as a bump on a pickle? Incredible. Let's get this Holy Radiance out, which heals. Modest amount of health restored for allies, which is great. Let's see if it'll help for Vela. Yeah, it did. That's good. Do you feel better? Aloth, do you still feel guilty? You should.
Sure thing.
Don't beat up one of our silly adopted daughters. Alright, time to deal with this dank spore. I'm hoping for the stun. No, it didn't work. Okay. But it's flanked, so he'll get his sneak attacks now.
I'll teach you a lesson.
How may I help?
Come on. No. Don't cast Fireball on your allies. What are you doing, buddy? By God.
That must have hurt.
That's not very helpful.
No penetration, you still dealt 2 damage and interrupted it. That was very good, Aloth.
How may I help?
Very impressed with how you managed that, to be honest. Whew. Dank Spore. Love me some dank spores. Oh no, keep going down. Fantastic. I mean, it's a ziggurat, right? It's gone up quite a lot and we're going back down the middle, so clearly. Load, load, load. Thumbelina size and you were floating like that. Like, it'd still be dead. Sorry, to scroll back a little bit, but Shoti, she steals dead souls. Okay.
I'll see what I can find.
Sorry about that echoing singing bowl sound. I actually like Tibetan singing bowls, but it can be very disorienting for people. Can't promise it's gone forever.
Whoa, whoa, look.
An ooze.
I shall deal with this.
I like that its area of perception is completely different because it doesn't have eyes. It's an ooze. That's smart. Oh no.
Yours to command, Captain.
The party, Vela, has died. Oh, well, I guess we need to rename this Oathbinder's Sanctum, otherwise known as Vela's Fall. The thing is, Takeo, he was casting a regeneration spell on our good friend Vela.
I shall be discreet.
We were going to be fine. I wonder what Vela's like if you don't take her adventuring with you. You like, don't take the challenge. You just leave her on the boat. Think she still says silly things?
I sense a predator in the water.
You are correct. Okay.
Yeah?
Honestly, this is where I'd have my attack from range, but
I got it.
instead,
Pariathus!
backstab and then run back. Good boy. Oh no! Okay. Unstealth. Wait. Hello, summon tentacles as frontliners. None of us will be able to get through. It'll be very funny. Okay. Now Vela's all the way back here. We should be good. Let's get going.
And that's how it's done. Lava beyond
With 4 phrases, we can probably cast light. Now we don't use many of our chanter spells. But that one's just so good. Why would we not? Mind Blades in. Excellent. There we go. Vela says squishy. I can't equip her with more armor.
Be right there.
A Shoreup chitters angrily at you. Oh no, they're enemies now. Oh, they come with dragons, usually makes them more angry. What? Buddy? Calm down.
That's not very helpful.
It's like, it sounds funny, but it's good when a game recognizes that a character is saying a voice line and gets interrupted by something else. Because that's, like, not the newest tech, but relatively new technology. We want to use some phrases. Thin bolts of lightning zapping enemies in the area. Perfect. That's exactly what we're after. That wasn't amazing. Let's pull out a chill fog. Rapid reload. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know why you're not using that already. So.
Absolutely.
This is futile.
Stone it.
Get him. Our 2 frontliners are very tough.
I need something stronger.
Very cool. Vela is not a frontliner. God, the AI is so much better. You see that? She was like, oh, my allies are wounded, I better cast this, even though it was the end of the fight.
I hear you.
Should probably have Shoti with us more. Oh, whoa. Strange egg. A sky dragon worm. 10% damage with ranged weapons? Yes, please.
That's a baby Zorup. His mama must be half as tall as this whole building.
I think it's a baby dragon, buddy. Party-wide effect is... Huh. Accuracy, deflection, reflexes versus distant targets. Not bad. Movement speed in combat's pretty good. Less likely to miss. That's great. Let's give you a dragon, buddy. You know what? Oh, got ourselves a dragon. Yes, please.
All right.
I know it would likely be overpowered, but I'd love to give a pet slot to everyone in the party. Why is it there? They're only one allowed to have so much fun. And it is fun.
Isn't this something? Consider it done. I got this.
Best thing Wrath of the Righteous did is have traps that are not disarmed at the same place as the trigger. So you have, like, it shows you where they are.
I got this. I got this.
But you have to think slightly more than red thing, click red thing. Roll dice, success. And that's
right here.
That's
Sure.
good. That's good. I'm sure several CRPG designers are like, fuck, why didn't I think of that? God damn. And it will become standard. Good. Taking inspiration from your peers is a big part of being in an artistic community, and video games count as art.
Learn.
So I wouldn't. Alright, no more traps, let's go. Hello, ossuaries. Yes, please. Oh, get the latte. Hello, hello. Har, Phil DD. Oh, how horrifying. Good to see you.
At your service.
You got 3 phrases ready. Do the thing. Yeah, cast the Mind Blade on these what ghasts. Hopefully you won't end up with dead colleagues.
Can't make a dent.
I'm not really sure what you're talking about. Yeah, that looks pretty effective to me. Let's get a invocation. Good. And oh, let's go for a stun. This one here. Paralyzing Gauzy, its soul to emit a shockwave and stun. Paralyze. Good.
Yeah.
I am the Alpha Predator.
Show him how it's done.
Music Jam and Cranberry Day. Yeah, thank you. I'm pretty happy to celebrate a Canberra Day. It's been really good for me so far. I can only think of one improvement, and I only didn't manage to do it because I was tired. Otherwise, really good, right? Went for a run, got something from Mills and Grills, which might as well be, will end up being a Canberra icon for the best pub food style takeaway available in the Belconnen area. No.
Give me a real challenge.
Guessing by the thick layer of dust on these stone slabs, they haven't been used recently. Oh, pile of feculence. The water roils with the teeming of countless tiny nuggets. That's gross as hell. 10 out of 10 to your environmental artist. Amazing. Thank you. I'm going to lose my breakfast. Nom nom nom. Yep. Okay. New quest immediately. Lost Jews in good
By
faith.
decree of the queen that was and the will of the Steel Garrote, you will meet justice.
Right.
Kneel, Oswald, and be tried for your crimes.
Wait! I can pay you. I can make you all rich. Just let me go.
Your bribes fall on deaf ears, Oathbreaker.
Would you say this is
we
gonna
seek
be a
only
trial
to
by
exact
fire?
Warwick's justice.
Huh? What? I didn't do anything.
You stand accused of the crime of oath-breaking.
What?
What say you?
I haven't broken any oaths. I swear. You have the wrong man.
Did you not betray Adir, your country of birth, during the War of Defiance?
What? But that was over 150 years ago.
Then you freely admit your crime.
No, it's not what you think. Duke Hadrid, he
All right, everyone.
forced me. I
Time
had
to
no
intervene.
choice.
Oswald of Adir.
As you enter the large chamber at the bottom of the pyramid, you notice a sizable group of well-armed people dressed in the raiments of the steel garrote. In the center of the group kneels a man bound at the wrists. He looks around wildly, his eyes widen when they fall on you. Before the kneeling man towers an imposing woman, her face obscured by the severe lines of a Wodekan mask.
You intrude on the deliberations of the Court of Wodeca, outsider. Choose your next actions carefully, lest the queen that was turn her gaze to you as well.
Now, the steel carrot, thank you, Kate Latte, they exist primarily to be paladins, executioners, and judges of Wodeca. You know, the divinity of broken oaths and oath binding, the queen that was, the fallen, so, not known for their sense of humor. The man on the floor is an elderly elf, clad in dirty clothes, his face contorted in the expression of a cornered animal.
Oh, thank the gods, please. Get me out of here. They're mad. They're all mad.
Yeah, Wodeca's kind of a jerk. Not only was most of Pillars of Eternity 1 her own fucking fault. The main villain was one of her clergy and most devoted. She's not talking to us directly and saying, look, just stop this, okay? Don't let him complete his plan. Also, pay attention to me and not any of the other divinities.
They mean to put me on trial for oath-breaking of all things. They say I betrayed the Idiran Empire, but I haven't been back there in over 100 years.
We don't know who Oswald is. We just wandered over here for exploratory reasons.
Be silent, or I will make you so.
The Inquisitor snarls at Oswald.
State your purpose now, or die with him.
She turns her steely gaze on you. Through the slits in her mask, you can just see the glint of her eyes. So, hey chat, what do you think? 1, 2, 3, or 4? 1. Do you condemn him for the innocent out of spite or mere incompetence? And 2. Oh, I'm just here for the show. Go ahead and kill him. 3. Cross your arms and scowl. Or 4. Attack, let him go, or face my wrath. Now we know for certain that 4 isn't actually going to work, right? Because it has that brackets that say attack. So clearly we're not going to be able to get away with that. We're not going to give them the option of just letting him go. You like 2, but you think you also vote 1. Alright, good call, Corey. Several votes for 1, let's do that. Do you condemn the innocent out of spite or mere incompetence? It is good. The Inquisitor bristles at your impertinent question. She grabs her sword hilt and begins to step forward, but stops herself, suddenly uncertain. Her followers share pointed looks with one another and say nothing to challenge or defend her.
Explain.
Leather creaks as the Inquisitor's hand tightens on the hilt of her sword. Well, I'm gonna go with 1. We know 1. It's something we did. It is very funny, and I know Deadman is happy to vote for 2. On second thought, I'll just go. It just fucks off. I don't think she'd let us leave either. But let's say 1. I'm a watcher. I've conversed with the tortured souls that met your justice. Not all were guilty.
Ah, the Watcher of Cadnua graces our presence. Your deeds are well known to this court.
Her tone is dangerously short. We've killed a lot of the Leaden Key. Do you think perhaps Inquisitor Lodwin is getting information from Wodeca herself?
Those that attempt to lie to me find I am not easily fooled. Tell me, Watcher, how many of these souls do you claim were innocent?
So here comes to another choice, everybody. I'd like to ask you 1, 2, or 3. 1, 1. 2, a handful. Or 3, too many to count. Or overwhelming for 1. Let's do it. 1. She stares at you intently for several moments, her eyes as unreadable as the mask that hides her features.
Even should you speak truthfully, you must see the wisdom of these proceedings. Imagine the greater good achieved by dispensing the reckoning this filth deserves.
Now we've come down to the classical question of whether the death penalty is actually worthwhile. We play role-playing games to explore philosophical questions and have good times that are hard to do in the real world. Which it is not, exactly, Corey.
Would you prefer these monsters walk free at the expense of the truly innocent?
I mean, yes.
And who holds them accountable for serving the greater good? Who ensures they do not become the same as those they hunt?
Alos, you did just say out loud who watches the watchers, didn't you?
Theos also believed he was an authority unto himself. And he wielded that authority to the detriment of many, many people.
Exactly, Aloth. For more details, see Pillars of Eternity 1. Adair doesn't like the Leaden Key. He likes this. That's good. We've got another set of choices. This is another one which will turn the tide of conversation to likely starting a fight or convincing the Inquisitor that perhaps don't kill a potentially not innocent, but certainly not deserving of death person. 1. What about this man? A death sentence for oath breaking is extreme. 2. I see only vigilante justice. Any mistake in your judgment proves my point. 3. I bow to the court's judgment. Carry on. 4. A masked murderer lecturing me on justice. That's rich. And 5. Let him go or face my wrath. Which is satisfying in its simplicity. It is totally enjoyable at times to shout "fuck you" and use the power given to you by a video game to go mete out some measure of justice that is a bit harder to achieve in the real world, right? There's a kind of beautiful directness we can have. 2 with follow-ups for 1 and 4. Yep, sounds about right. I think perhaps this is a division point, but we'll keep that in mind, Loxy. Otherwise, 1 vote for 1 and 1 and 2. Same as Loxy. That's good. It'll give us a few more seconds before I press number 2 and then follow on. Maybe we'll take another big sip of my Slam Shadows. Delicious. I see only vigilante justice. Any mistake in your judgment proves my point.
You have no authority in the court of Woodica. Only the queen that was holds sway here.
Well.
I pray your soul learns from your mistakes on its next turn about the wheel.
Well, this'll turn out fine. Don't even worry about it. Vela, please stand back, because when you die, we all die. She runs off. Very good. Thank you. We have There was a firefight! Okay, so let's start with this one. Marks of Retribution. Oof, 2 skulls. That's not good. Actually, I'm going to start by pulling out this one.
That's complicated.
Oswald just runs off. That's good. Shit, Adair got knocked down real fast. See if we can get out. 2 shots there. Honestly, don't need that one because we don't have any. Wait, we do have 1 dexterity affliction. It's on Adair.
Something here that works.
Very good. See if we can get another stun out. If we hit this Wodican agent, we may be able to slow everyone.
Yes.
Aloth, why are you in the center of the fight again? Pull up a shield, buddy. You're gonna need it. I believe this one deals damage to enemies and heals allies. Yes, freeze damage on enemies and heals allies. If we do that, but if we aim it correctly, yeah, that would help.
Every day.
Nuh-uh, didn't work.
Yep, sure it did. Don't worry. Very good indeed. This fight's back in our control, especially Fela steps back.
How may I help?
I'm sure I can.
Excellent.
Yes?
We'll get everyone to go around and take care of the neophyte. We're good to go. Yeah, I agree, Corey. Fela could run a little bit further and we'd be a little bit safer. But then where's the challenge, right? Perception, religion, insight. Good. Oh, I'm gonna be so sad to lose your beautiful hat. There we are, a slave to stats instead of fashion. The greatest thing games ever invented was the ability to hide a hood. And yet, that looks pretty terrifying. Let's do that.
Think it suits me? Happy to oblige.
The statue of Warwick extends so far below you that you can't see its feet. Couple of coins. So Oswald, what are you doing here?
I owe you a debt too large to repay, stranger.
He wrings his hands and gives you a shaky smile.
How did you ever find me all the way out here? Did Inalis send you?
Anna who?
A friend from the wild mare in Nekitaka. You know, or maybe you don't. Well, never mind that.
What? Did we, like, miss a quest entirely? A deep red blush creeps across his wrinkled cheeks.
Those steel garrote zealots have been after me for decades. Good riddance.
So about my reward.
Ah, yes. Yes. Yes, indeed.
His attention is suddenly diverted by an apparently fascinating stain on the hem of his robe. You're broke, aren't you?
Yes. Unfortunate business mishap. You know how it is, I'm sure.
He titters nervously and then twists the hem of his robe in his hands, unwilling to meet your eye. Look, I really stuck my neck out here.
You did risk life and limb for me, it's true. And make no mistake, I am grateful. Really, really grateful. Believe me, I would give you something if I could.
His eyes take on a faraway look and he takes a deep breath. Why am I doing this? Sorry, you'll see.
Well, that's not entirely true, is it? I have this old ring. It's the last possession of any value I own. Here, take it for your trouble.
Immune to hangovers from alcohol if worn while drinking. What an item to have. A plain length of string twisted into a makeshift ring. It smells faintly of beer, liquor, and sweat. Such a ring can represent many things, but it usually serves as a reminder of promises made. This one may have signified a promise to give up drinking. A simple knot, much like a commitment, is easily undone. It is frayed from being constantly removed and retied. He presses a simple length of string twisted into a makeshift ring into your palm and nods, a small frown tugging at the corner of his lips.
You have a ship, don't you? Of course you do. How else would you have gotten to this benighted island?
He shifts his weight from foot to foot, restless and unsettled.
Let me join your crew.
That's why I nagged him about it, because you can get an old drunk man on your ship. Why did the Inquisitor have you on trial exactly?
After what you did for me, well, I suppose you have the right to hear the truth of
It's
things.
only polite.
The whole truth, rather.
Oswald clears his throat with this theatrical flair.
You remember that the Deerwood was once a colony of Adir, yes? Well, I was one of the first colonists to set foot on that benighted continent.
Well, that wasn't the greatest decision you've ever made.
When it became evident the Deerwood intended to revolt, I took their side in the War of Defiance against the country of my birth.
Perhaps a good decision.
I'm sure you'll be astounded to learn the powers that be in Adir didn't much like that. The Steel Garrot's been after me for my grave transgression ever since.
Corey, I could use a ring that makes you immune to hangovers now. Like, Sunday morning. Well, no, it says need to wear it while drinking. Okay. I could have used it Saturday morning, to be honest. That would have been very useful. I failed to do much more than stretching exercise on Sunday evening. Because I was still so hungover. That was over 150 years ago. They've been hunting you all this time?
Those Steel Garrot hounds are relentless.
Not anymore.
But it should be a couple of years before they find me again, thanks to you, at least. I hope as much.
His shoulders slump. What could you offer as a member of my crew?
It's no secret I'm an old man. Now, I might not be able to hoist a mainsail any longer, but I've picked up a thing or two about navigation in my decades of traveling.
He bounces back on his heels, every word coming faster than the last.
And I don't care much for coin, I can tell you that. An extra ration of rum here and there, and I'll be perfectly contented.
Welcome aboard, Oswald.
Thank you, my friend. I owe you a debt twice over.
He gives you a toothy grin and stands a hand's breadth taller. Ding! Relentless. Oh, look at that. Several people can level up now. Oswald is now available to crew your ship. But like known sailors here, they jump into this section. He's got 1 star in helmsman and navigator, and that's all. Yeah, Slam, you're gonna continue being able to unlock locks and open and deal with traps. There's extra diplomacy. Rejoice, my comrades, 2 fingers of daylight. That's so good. Restore health. I think... Sure, Isla knocked her arrows with speed. Reload time, recovery time with ranged weapons. Here's the thing. That makes him and Maya so much better. Shit. Alright, let's do that. God, that's difficult. Why did we multi-class her?
I'm safe with you, Captain. I just know it is all.
Don't tell her she's died multiple times, okay? It'll make her sad. I'll be sad that she's sad. History and metaphysics, Aloth. God, you're the smartest nerd we know. Oh, we got level 5. Level 5 spells. Yes, please. Burn damage on nearby people. Weakened and terrified afflictions. That's pretty good. Let's get a damage and that terrified, shall we? Nope. Reduces the time it takes. Well, never mind. Just make him faster at casting? Yes, please. Far casting? He's getting passives this whole level. That's it. Sorry. Amazing. Rapid and far casting? God. Aloth Tentacles, please, will be even more effective. We should give you something other than athletics. It's just not fair to do that to you. Min-max you in a single direction. Penetrating strike. Defenses. Concentration. What's that then? Nah. That wouldn't be bad. Let's actually look at Rogue then. Bleed when moving or distract the target. Don't need extra quick items. I think let's do improve your... All attacks give a stacking penalty to deflection. Good. That means on very tough big monsters, it'll be easy to hit them when he blinds. Look at that. Boy, I'm glad we stopped here to adventure for literally no reason other than it was there. Hey, that's the life of an adventurer, man. You see a map that's got blank spaces and we're like, absolutely not. Don't ask how Oswald got out without opening that door. That could be an example in a meta-narrative at some point. Why are all the traps still active when enemies beat us to it? Why, when we're chasing someone, like when we let someone out of a fight, does no one seem to notice them? Why does it seem like we're the only important people in this universe? Like, that could be an interesting story about the players identifying that they are, in fact, the only important people in the world. Well, no, the players, no, boring. We understand that because we're the ones who are like, well, we have the GM, and they specifically put aside time in their calendar to make this world for us. No, the characters realizing that. Now that could be an interesting sort of story. But you gotta recognize that a lot of that game will not be I go into the dungeon and attack the enemy. It will be existential horror. It's called Call of Cthulhu. Oh shit. Sir, you are being pursued. Well, they've got guns. And lots of them. Vast lass, prepare to be boarded. What can we do other than charge the enemy, right? Even if we did do a naval combat, I would have ended up ramming the fucker, and then we'd end up with hull damage before we end up at this point. And potentially, hopefully, dealing with some deck crew before we get to this fight. That is something you can do. Like, you can switch ammunition with your cannons to deal primarily, like, scattershot to shoot down enemies of the people on the hulls, and fuck me, that would have been useful. Look at all the bastards. Who the hell's Isidrix? God, alright. Good thing we also have Seraphine, Yidwin, Maya, and Constantin here. Alright, cause some trouble, huh? Open with a fireball. God, the range on that already. And the decreased cast. Wow. Wow, dude. Quick, become a shark. See if we can move forward just a little bit. And now, yeah, Takeda's already down. That is true. Shit. Aloth, I actually need you to stay here because single enemy. See if you can knock him to sleep because Slam will go down. Maya's probably shooting down Isidrix rather than anyone more useful. At least Constantine will be able to deal some damage there.
Sorry, friend. Pretend you didn't see it.
The sleep worked. Aloth, you saved your best friend Slam Shadows.
That's not very helpful.
We need some damage on these guys. Yeah, Slime is very low on health. Luckily, we're gonna get a cast out of the heal soon. Or she'll cancel and start doing.
Great awaits me.
Fight on, Joti!
What do you need?
I think we'll make it though. Yep, especially with Maya standing on the top deck there. Excellent work from Aloth. Look at our injuries though. Worthless idiot gained a rank. Well, I guess he's not worthless anymore, huh? Anyway, we have full morale, so it's honestly not worth sharing coins with them, which kind of sucks, but hey, some extra exceptional pistols. Fuck, that's tense. And they just turned on us too. The Principi, they are pirates. None of our crew were injured. Worthless Idiot is now slightly better at navigating. Valiant Hullbreaker, that's quite a lot of damage. 4 to 7, 6 to 9, 4 to 7, compared to 10 to 13, but as you can see, you got to be real close to them. May not be strictly worth it. It's worth keeping in mind, though. Still good. And you just raid a pirate ship to get yourself some extra food and water, and suddenly you're in a good state. Look at that. If morale dips anymore, we could simply feed him better food. In the meantime, a pretty successful haul, I'd say. Keep clearing away the map a little bit. Oh, Murkwater Lagoon, 3 stars. Ruins of Amira's Roost. Well, I don't want to go there just yet. That's all. We'll be back. Blighted Bog, same deal. Out of rice. Now we're feeding him the good stuff. Anyway, it's nearly 9:30. Let's sail to Dunnage. So we can at least start a little bit more there, huh? I almost said we would. Also said we'd meander around a little bit first, and well, we did. It was good. It was enjoyable. See, the cook makes us use 40% less food. Which is pretty good. Also like that Berta, being a giant, eats more food than everyone. Everyone deserves to have the food they require. And that is different for different people. You can't pretend it's going to be the same for everyone. You've got to find your own needs and sort it out. Dunnage. Midsummer. Lifter's Refuge. So what is Dunnage? Why, my friend?
Did you catch the new play by the Peg-Leg performers yet? It's awful.
The Green Menace? That I did. Made me want to poke out my eyes.
It is a pirate town. A town built on anarchy.
That can't be who I think it is.
Who do you think it is?
Damn me for a buttered slice of hardtack. It's you, ain't it?
The pale elf squints at you and puffs on her pipe. Acrid smoke from the bowl reads her face. Slam Shadow's captain of the compensation at your service.
Angry by the thumbs. At your service, he says. I'll keep it quick, see? If your little dinghy has got some chase in it, I've got a list of captains with a black mark to their name whose ships need a quick scuttling. And I'm in the market for a scuttler.
She sticks the pipe inside of her mouth and grins, showing a mouthful of yellow teeth. Offering me a bounty? Where do I start?
You read me like a book, you do. Then let's talk business, eh?
She cracks her knuckles and grins.
You'll be looking to scuttle Cornu first, one of Rowatai's finest, eh? I don't ask my client what he did or what scale his death balance is. Safer to keep questions in the hold.
I'll take the bounty.
Of course you will. Knows a good opportunity when you seize it. Cornu helms a Voyager early muster in the waters north of Nakataka and south of Sayuka.
Farewell. We'll talk to the bounty people more when we arrive. And when we deliver each bounty, neglected pig. Neglected pig, neglected pig, neglected pig, neglected pig. Chauncey the pig. 1 dexterity and pet wide party effect. Hits converted to grazes from weapons? Yeah, great. That's amazing. Pig, 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 pig. Metaphysics Arcana. That's still so good. But dexterity. Oh, it's action, speed, and reflex. We don't need that as well. But pig, 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 pig. Pig.
Yes, Captain.
Pig. Piggity, 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 pig. What a cute little guy. Oh, that's fantastic.
You need some. That will do, I say.
Never know I'm here.
This is why the critic lever, right? Because you want a pig, but you also don't need the dexterity bonus. A large armor sailor sits on the docks, broad shoulders hunched forward, back bowed. When he shifts, his blue-green skin ripples over his hulking muscles.
Ain't no cruel eye of me. What good's a pirate who can't see? Forget navigating by the stars or shooting a pistol. I can't even swing a sword accurately now. Have a pity and toss me a pyre, will you?
Let's give 5 copper. Here you go.
Andra's blessings to you for sharing, sailor.
What's the story?
Is this what my life boils down to? A moment of entertainment for others?
His eyes heavily, big shoulders hunched. No, man, you don't need to tell me. It's just if you want to share your troubles, you can.
I was a bosun not so long ago, and a damn good one at that. But I took a shot to the face, see?
He waves one massive hand in front of his sightless eyes.
Didn't lose much skin, but the flash burned out me eyesight. I can't make out so much as a blurry shape more than a foot away. Makes me right useless on a crew now, don't it? No one will have me for work.
Farewell. I wish I had a solution. Carlo Fortuny. A trim man in practical, well-crafted leathers watches you from the corner of his eyes. When he catches you looking his way, his hand drifts casually to the dagger at his hip and lingers for a moment. Then he smiles, the corners of his hazel eyes crinkling with genuine warmth, and waves you over.
A cozy traveler. Care to hear a tale?
He rubs thoughtfully at the stubble along his jaw.
Well?
Tell me about yourself, Carlo.
I was born to a family of merchants on the Pearl Coast. I was a restless boy, and my feet took me to the Valen Republics when I came of age.
As Carlo speaks, his previously strong Valian accent begins to fall away, and his voice takes on the characteristic twang of the deer wood.
I learned of the power of geography and language at my father's knee, and those skills proved useful in the republics.
I had many
successful years as a merchant,
Jimbles.
and then I made a mistake.
Go on. He gives you a small smile and an easy shrug of his shoulders.
I joined up with a company based in Girara that traded in beautiful weavings. But they were ill-gotten gains, forcibly produced by a weaver the company kidnapped named Bonicetta. I didn't learn the truth until it was too late. And when our crime was uncovered, I was exiled from the republics.
I bet this guy's gonna train us in something. Serves you right.
Indeed. And now I'm here, kicking my heels in the Deadfire, where no one knows my name and with few prospects before me. I would like to make amends to Bonicetta personally, but it seems a distant possibility. Ah, well, I learned my lesson. I won't be played for a fool again.
Why do you speak like a Valian?
It is good to blend in. All the better to observe the business of those around you.
He winks. Can you teach me about what you learned in the Valian Republics?
Ark, you listen to my tale. I suppose I can do that for you for 3,000 copper?
Yes, Kickstarter backer. Give me greater skills.
Well done.
He smiles. He shows you a trick for lifting a man's coin purse in his belt. Between demonstrations, he also gives you tips for negotiating with even the most hard-headed of merchants. You thank him and turn away. Just as you're about to leave, he tosses a coin purse to you with a laugh.
You nearly forgot something.
The coin purse he tossed you is your own. Dun 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 dun. You find a woman of early middle years, dressed fine, if dirty, armor adorned with bright purple piping. A pair of long scars bisect her brow and jaw. But she stands at ease, a nervous energy thrums through her.
Fair day, traveler.
She grins broadly, a joyful twinkle lighting her eyes.
Anything I can do for you, just say the word.
Hi, random person. Tell me your life story.
Lady adventurer at your humble service. I was born in a deer and raised in the field, and there's nary a crevice of this archipelago I haven't seen.
The field?
Aye, the living lands most off, but the Deadfire as well of late. And my goodness, if you think the Deadfire's wild, I must say, it's no more thrilling than a lady of luxury's afternoon luncheon in comparison to the glorious madness of the living lands.
Okay, Deadlight. Yeah, that would be fucking great. I was born inside a deer, and I've never been able to shake this accent since.
Being a cipher's come in quite handy, I'll tell you that.
Do you often get into trouble then?
Oh, dear me, yes. Can't seem to avoid it. Not a lick of it's my fault, of course. It's the university. Always sending me to the most dangerous corners of Aora, the skimps.
Born in a deer, raised in a field, planned to die on the back of a horse and be buried deep into the sky. The fuck do they mean? I don't know, man. I just can't stop listening to them.
If I didn't know better, I might say they were trying to kill me. There's not other way to rid themselves of a tenured professor, after all.
Don't I know? I don't. She shrugs. Get any good stories out of it, at least?
Oh, aye. Some you wouldn't right believe. Like the time I lost part of my ear here, see?
She pulls back her hair and shows you her mangled ear. Looks like something's had a good chew on it.
Lost an entire research team along with the ear. Rather a long day, that was. My colleagues have implied I might be cursed, but I can't say I much agree.
Back, I say.
It's just the nature of the work, you understand. I mean, goodness, if you want a lady to find you the rarest plants, you gotta send her to the most remote places.
Yep.
On my last expedition, my colleague Inez got herself lost looking for what was essentially a big prickly weed. No medicinal use at all. I found her, though, mostly intact even. A blessing from the living lands, I call it, aye. But I do go on, don't I?
She laughed scaly, a hand splayed across her chest. Could you teach me what you learned in your time exploring the living's lands?
With pleasure. Teaching is my specialty, after all. I'm gonna pack your brain with so much knowledge, you're gonna have a headache for a week. All I need from you is 3,000 copper.
Well, let's have stealth and metaphysics. Yes, please.
Excellent. Let's get down to business, shall we?
Wait, there was dialogue to that. Nope, no, there wasn't. She starts first with the practical training, how to move silently through bush, and when and how to hide, and how to step so to muffle the sounds of your feet. Satisfied, she moves on to a high-level explanation of various theories of knowledge. She seems to have quite a passion for epistemology. Epistemology, and goes on for an excruciatingly long time before at last sending you on your way. You've learned K's training. Right, bye. Stray cat.
I don't think I can pull that off.
Stray cat named Zorro. One resolve, that's good. Bonus reflex defense. Pretty good, Zorro. I think we'll be alright. You come along with us. Anyone see that? I think we just picked up rotten. It's a key item, isn't it? Nope. Krakoa's fingers. Where are you? I saw you. You're arranged by time. I can't see you anymore. Okay, that's interesting. Go to someone's personal inventory. Nope. Okay, I don't know where, but I saw.
What's that?
Rotten hagfish. Quest item. Yeah, exactly. I'll take it.
Next time, a challenge.
Why do I have the rotten hagfish? I don't know. We'll find out. Maybe it'll be important for our quest. Dunnage, free city. Democratic oligarchy. It's also an anarchist commune. But not really. I just wish it was, because that would be really interesting. You can also buy fancy hulls and sails and a lot of cannons if you want them. Vithrak silk sails. Very cool. Buy another menagerie at captain's quarters. Yep. We may actually be able to purchase one or more of these soon. But we don't need them just yet. Ikis. Yep. Sell some of the just random crap we picked up. I think superb is better than exceptional. Yep, it is. Lovely. Don't need a hull breaker because we don't get that close. Though it could be part of our new strategy. Equip us up with, like, all hull breakers. Get in real close. And then just open up until we get tired of sea combat. And just ram them. Which of course means we need to... Should we can upgrade the RAM? How do we download more RAM? Download RAM Deadfire. Deadfire increase RAM, please. Please to be giving me fancier things for my ship, Deadfire. Video games for the Video James, Monday and Wednesday nights, Professor Jimbles. Not really sure what I'm talking about. It's fun though, that's for sure. I'm just kind of rambling. The drink wasn't that strong. It was delicious. I will make more. I need to do a Google to see if there's already a name for a Kaluran gin flip. But But if there isn't, I'm happy to call it the Slam Shadows. I do name all my drinks, whether they are spirits to be turned into others that I've distilled.
Kill 'em, wait an hour, then pull any gold teeth. Easy as pie.
You're an idiot. Wait a minute, wait an hour. Alive, dead, it makes no difference at all.
I've pulled plenty of gold teeth. I know the right way of it.
Maybe I'll pull your teeth just to prove you wrong.
What do you know? It really does make no difference. You, out.
Well, that guy's a bit of a badass. What the hell? I don't think you're allowed to just shoot people in the chest.
Reckon that's one way to settle an argument.
I don't know if you're allowed to just do that. Nothing is lost. The search for Ukai's. Trouble navigating allies, Captain? You must be the casita everyone speaks of. You're slightly frayed around the edges. The sailcloth has been carefully cleaned and maintained.
Pleasure.
Jacob? At the bar, you find a tall man with salt grey hair and strikingly bright blue eyes. His face sports a handful of long scars that continue down his neck and disappear beneath the collar of his shirt. He looks up from wiping down the counter when you approach and gives you a broad, disarming smile.
Haven't seen you around before. Welcome to the King's Coffee.
His smile is wide enough to show his bright, white teeth, but his light eyes remain cold and flinty.
What can I do for you?
Your tavern looks like an old ship.
Figured that out all on your own, did you?
He winks.
You're right, though. Inherited an old dhow from my da when he passed. Right piece of shit it was, too. Realised I was bound to make more coin turning her into a tavern than letting her rot in her berth.
Santa's Whiskey Flip includes a cinnamon-infused bourbon whiskey. Now, that would be pretty interesting, yeah? Cinnamon-infused bourbon whiskey. Yeah, I could do that. That wouldn't be too hard. I'd need a bottle of bourbon. Which is not a problem. I mean, if I was a professional streamer, here is where I'd say something like, and remember to donate bits or subscriptions to make sure I can get a bottle of nice bourbon. I'll show you what I make with it. But again, I have a day job. Not today, I don't. Public holidays. For the Canberra Day. And also, I'm Emma's toy boy. Remember? So I think her saying there is this thing called the Santa's Whiskey Flip is a please obtain this for me. I guess I'll have to, right? Amaretto liqueur. Yeah, okay, I can do that. Anyway, I wanted to buy something, Jacob.
What do you want? So long as you show me some...
All of those options get you here. We have no discount on the items. I'm used to having 50% because when I still have a job. Ah, damn. Well, otherwise I'd have to tell them, so maybe it's probably better. Food. Bed. Oh man, let's sleep in the bilge pump. Yeah, last night I got my bilge pumped, baby. It's fantastic. You don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. But instead, let's have might and concentration.
Can I borrow a sword? I promise to be careful.
Vela, absolutely not.
Fancy a chit-chat?
Shirty regarding her prophetic nightmares, of course. Shirty sways on her feet, a soft low moan easing from her throat. She rubs a thumb over worry-bitten lips. Not now, Shirty. No, you feeling okay? Sweat trickles a line from her temple to drip from her chin. Her eyes are hazy, far off.
Watcher?
Slowly she swallows, throat working to bring her voice back, or to keep her meal down.
It's nothing but awakened terror. Soon to pass.
She shudders hard, coming back to herself.
You may want to aim away from our watcher there if it's gonna pass out of your mouth.
Thanks, Adair.
Sorry. I know you're going through something there.
Adair clears his throat.
You could call it something, all right.
She tilts her head, brow pinched as if she can't tell if he's poking fun at her or not. You should hear him out, Shirty. Actually, no. Let's go with... Want to talk about it?
Now, there's no need for that. Unless...
She juts her chin to the right.
You see those shambling corpses, too?
At her hastily whispered words, the hair on the back of your neck stands on end. You glance around just to be safe, but there's nothing to be seen. Nothing usual, anyway, even in the direction Choti's staring, affixed. What do you see?
I see a body of stitched together parts and flayed flesh. It's got 3 heads and 4 stretched limbs. On each of its heads curves 3 white horns from above 3 blind eyes. The beast is big as a mountain, and shambling toward us beneath a sun turned black as slow.
Her eyes roll skyward and she teeters on her heels as if she's riding the cusp of a seizure. The lantern rattles in her grip. She exhales a sigh.
I know it ain't really there. Lately, it's been getting worse. Some nights I wake sweaty and shaking. Other times, I'm already awake. I got my eyes wide open, staring down the darkness, watching one lantern after another flickering out. And every soul looks so ripe, darn near rotten with a need for reaping.
Hey everyone! 1, 2, or 3. I know it is 12 minutes to our finishing time. We're coming a little late. We just stepped into dunnage, but our companion needs us to make a decision. So I ask you, 1, 2, or 3? 1. We can relight the lanterns of hell, given enough time. All is not lost. Hell is a colloquial term for the beyond in AD and the deer wouldn't raid Ceres. 2. What does that mean? Or 3. You're being called to a higher purpose, Shoti. Embrace the harvest. The darkness of the fall. But what if 3, says Katalate? Well, I don't know if you're in the chat when I was like, there is a decision with Shoti that made perhaps some of the fans kind of confused with the abruptness that happened. So in her ending slides, it's like, oh, well, I didn't expect that fate for this character. And like devil's advocate, because I'm allowed to be, I've already given you a very kind and gentle warning about this character. Now I'm allowed to devil's advocate. 3 is the appropriate choice for a Harvester of Gorn. It is her religious calling and her position in the church to reap the souls of the dying and send them towards the light of Aethys so that they can be reborn onto the wheel of Berith. She is being called to a higher purpose, but is it a good thing to say to someone who's seen shambling figures? Maybe not. Let's go with 2 then. What does that mean, Shoti?
Dark days are coming for Kithkind. When the last light of hell burns out, the final harvest will be upon us.
Takeru is liking this a lot because he's very religious.
I think we might all die out.
A deep line crinkles between her brows.
But does Gorn want me to stop it? Or to help?
Gorn, being an aspect of Aethys associated with death and harvests. Sickle reaps what is sowed in life, and the lantern guides the deceased down their intended paths of death and rebirth. It's generally believed that Gorn, instead of Bereth's avatars, visits those who embrace death with acceptance and understanding. Anyway, now we're back at 1 and 2. So a lot of people were like, choose 2 and then choose 1. Just want to make sure that that's still standing. Looks like we've got that from an Emma as well. It's fantastic. And Gatalata, if now you want to embrace 3 and guide Shoti, a lovely farm girl harvester of Gorn, to the darkness that's waiting inside her heart, well, I mean, now's your chance to yell 3 at me as loudly as possible. Otherwise, I'm going to press 1 in a few seconds. We can relight the lanterns of hell given enough time. All is not lost.
I sure hope you're right, Watcher. 'Cause if you're wrong...
Nervously, she jiggles her lantern, eyes lost in its flames.
No. I know you're right. Gon's chosen me.
I don't know if Takeru liked that or not. Probably. It's still piety.
So until I figure out what's needed of me, I'll do my darndest to help you on your path.
She lifts her gaze to your face.
We'll figure this out together.
Shoulders squared, she looks off into the distance. Is there anything we can do to alleviate your nightmares?
I'm carrying more souls than I've ever shepherded before. So, I don't know that it'll work this time, but used to be. When the dreams were riding me hard, I'd cleanse my soul before gone. If we stop by the temple in Nekataka, I can perform the ritual. Please, I need the relief. It won't take more than a minute under Gon's statue, that's all.
Well, now we've got a quest to help Shoti out. I'm happy to do that. So let's take a look at reputations again. Takeru. Oof. He really likes Shoti. Look at that. Here in the King's Coffin, positive, double positive, triple positive, triple positive. Weirdly enough, I got like a lot from that. He fucking loves her. He thinks that's tops. Strongest connection he's made. She's not a big fan because he keeps being irresponsible to her. I think that's funny, right? As a designer, as a game designer, I think it's pretty interesting to point out these because, like, all of this would have been implicit through dialogue, like these characters are going to have interactions, but this gives us a way to say, when I'm replaying the game, if I know Takeru, when Takeru meets Shoti, Serpent's Crown, Kahanga Palace, if I bring her in, right, she's going to be like, oh, I don't like him. No, so I'll leave her on the ship and I'll carry some other people to that conversation. But when we get here to the Dead Mare, and the King, sorry, not Dead Mare, the King's Coffin, I'll definitely put the two of them together because look how much he loves this conversation. It's a way to min-max your party if you want. I don't think they gain a physical benefit to it, but it's just still interesting. It's also recognizing that, like, at times, you can't just say, oh, jeez, Aloth, come on, calm the fuck down, man. That your party member are going to dislike each other when the reasons they would have for disliking each other, they weren't present for.
Hey there.
This is a thing
I got this.
There's a similar sort of thing in Dragon Age 1, where if you take Liliana with you and deal with the Urn of Sacred Ashes, she'll try and kill you. If you tell her about it later, she'll just leave. And that has a much greater impact to the sequel. Well, Inquisition. And Win attacks you as well. Don't peen the Urn of Sacred Ashes. It's not very nice. I think let's make you better at explosives. No reason other than we can. Man, your stats are all over the place, dude. You won't always be with Shoti. We'll give you religion as well to cover that base. More druid spells for you, I think. Oh, wait, what are these? Passives to your spirit shift. Yes. You can't have Wild Strike Burn. Well, that makes sense. Corrode damage when spirit shifted. I think these are passives and you can have more than one. That's pretty incredible. Fantastic. Well, let's give you freeze damage when you're spirit shifted, dude. That's cool as hell. Okay. Deanie, who are you? Oh, feels so good. Oh, dancers. Tana.
If you're enjoying my performance, tips are welcome but not required. Thank you, loyal patron.
Voice monotone, the wizard examines her nails as she speaks. A hand on her hip, she cocks her head as she waits for you to speak. Here is the tip.
Oh, thank you, patron. I'll be debt-free in no time.
Despite her words, she doesn't actually sound appreciative. In fact, she rolls her eyes as she tucks a coin into her pocket. Doesn't look like you're enjoying yourself.
I work for a handful of pyres per day. How could I find enjoyment in that?
How did you end up among these pirates?
I was playing dice and gambled on a sure thing. It turned out not to be such a sure thing, and now Harker owns my arse until I can pay off the debt.
She grunts.
Of course, I started off owing him 250, and even though I've paid that twice, now I'm in the hole for 700. The interest rate, this uniform, my food and drinks, they all got added onto my tab at the end of the day.
No anarchist collective would endorse slavery. This is fucked. Farewell. Hey, Harker, can I kill you? I mean, can I pay off?
What can I do for you?
Oh, it sucks that I can't just talk.
Consider it done.
Immediately pay that off.
Hey there.
Disarmed.
Ease. Leave it to me.
How is Vela in the perfect position to not be seen, but I'm not? Oh, we'll get back to that later.
Welcome back. Oh, thank you, patron. I'll be debt-free in no time.
Spider words, she doesn't actually sound appreciative. Hey, I've got an idea.
Welcome back. Oh, thank you, patron.
Just
I'll be
hold on,
debt-free
okay?
in no time. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, patron.
Probably should have started counting at something. It's only 700, that's all. Like, I can press 3 700 times.
Welcome back.
Look, maybe we should say goodnight for the week, and I'll be like, hi, thank you very much for joining me on this Monday night's adventure through Pillars of Eternity 2. Like, it's a fantastic game, I'm enjoying it. And it's been a lot of fun experiencing it with you. I hope we're getting, like, a bit of an interesting time with Shoti, and especially Adair, how we had that sweet moment earlier. It's been fantastic. I'm hoping that you'll join me again for Wednesday night's Final Fantasy. Especially because, like, Final Fantasy Stranger of Paradise is releasing soon.
Thank you, patron. I'll be debt-free in no time.
Okay. Alright. I will stop before you all threaten to kill me. Oh shit, there's so much more to go. I love the bit and would have kept going, but as soon as someone is like, please stop, I'll be like, alright, I will. Your brain has been pulverized. Oh, is it enjoyable, Deadlight? I'm pretty curious. I'm happy to give it a go soon. Oh, I've saved, so let's jump to chatting. I'll close it. I'm excited, but I'm not going to buy a new game right in the middle of semester, so that just sounds like asking for trouble. I'm already anxious enough that I want this university course to work. It is a field I really want to go into, and I'm starting later in life than other people, so got to give it my all. And I'm studying while I'm working full-time, for fuck's sake, so gotta be gentle to myself and not overcommit. And when it comes to priorities, like, streaming's relatively high, but being a good husband, maintaining a good house, and being, like, one of Ken Barron's most beloved sluts is also pretty high on that list too, so I can't also buy video games. That's just wasting money. Anyway, I'll be here Wednesday night to play some more Final Fantasy. It is nice. Again, like, for such a large and long series, it is fascinating to see when a new release comes out, especially one made by a different team, because it's a Team Ninja game. How much inspiration is it going to take from other parts of the franchise? And this is like a retelling, a reimagining, not a remake. A different sort of game with a slightly different story, of course, of Final Fantasy 1, right? Super interesting. And so I'm going to play it, but much the same way I play Final Fantasy 7R, which is like a year or two after the original fucking release. Anyway, it's been a lot of fun. I hope you join us again on Wednesday night. I really appreciate seeing so many lovely people in chat, and I want to shout out to other streamers that I host on my profile automatically. You may have seen them here in tonight's chat, and I recommend all of them for their lovely content and inspiring chats and lovely communities. Otherwise, I will see you Wednesday night at 7 o'clock, same as always, and tell the people you love that you love them very much, okay?